Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here, we're live, hopefully loud enough for you as well, as we get set up for the deadline stream, the last weekend of the Super Cap 270, the last weekend before we go into an international break. And then when we came out of that international break, Harry, we've had all the news, all the ripple effects and announcements this week we know what we're going to be coming into. So this week, when we have these kind of like bookend game weeks like this one, it's one where a lot of people can kind of just roll the dice and kind of go for it. That's certainly how I'm feeling. But yeah, we're here for the deadline show, and I'm joined as always by my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you, mate. Yeah, doing well. Obviously, fresh off an interesting midweek, and yeah, like you said, it feels like just like a squashed in sort of compact weekend in the sense that we're just off a European midweek, and then we're going straight into an international break. So yeah, it feels like a sort of not like a free run, but it's just going to be, it's not chaos, but semi chaos.
Yeah, it is one of those ones, and we're going to get into all that when we see the matchups tab and everything else, because there's a few fixtures that look okay, Harry, but like we know, we're about to come into internationals. We've just had a lot of midweeks, and we've had like a real period of fixture congestion. A lot of the top divisions, if they haven't had midweeks, they've still been playing cup games. A lot of them, not every midweek, but enough. So there's a few things going on at play, and I'm feeling it in my gallery. I don't know about you, Harry, but yellow card accumulations are happening now. We're at that point of the season where some guys have picked up their 5, or if they're in France, have picked up their 3, like we spoke about last week. And maybe that's what I could do. I could maybe give away Lacazette today. We could do that. So that there's a few kind of moving pieces going around. It's not just as simple as, we know the team now. It's like, oh crap, is my guy actually playing? What's the rotation like? What is the situation of the team on the table? There's a lot of things kind of going on. But I do feel that Champions League wise, once we're done with match day 4, that kind of formative, like the groups are decided kind of, like some people are dead, some people can only do some certain things. But domestically, we're not quite at that point, I think, until maybe after the next kind of hurdle, you then start to see who is relegation candidates, who is a serious top 4 contender or whatever it might be. So it feels like everything's to play for in the fixture list. No one's a total write-off, and no one's really absolutely favourites, with the odd exception.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, mate. Yeah, well, obviously still quite premature in most sort of European leagues, aren't we, as far as how many fixtures we've had. So yeah, nice. It's still loads to play for, and like you said, should be a good weekend, mate. Should be really good.
Now, I put a little tweet out. I put a tweet out and an Instagram post. I better start with this first of all. So I'm actually going to the Celtic game. So Celtic are going to win this weekend. If you've got a Celtic stick, you can rest assured I'll be in the building. We'll have some good luck. We'll get some decisives across the line as per usual. So that'll be good. But I'm actually giving away a ticket, and we're giving it away on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Quinny3001 with an underscore at the end, because apparently there was already a Quinny3001 on Instagram. Could you believe it? So maybe we need to troll them or something. I don't know. But so you'll find that it's the last post I did. All I need you to do is follow me on Instagram, hit the like, and then just drop a wee score prediction in the comment. And at the end of the show, I'll be doing the draw for that, and we'll be giving that ticket away. There's not that many entries in it. I've got under 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is why we're trying to do the competition over there, try and get you to go over there and follow me, basically. So there's a good chance of winning. So if you're in and around and you want to come to the game with yours truly, then we'll be doing a wee ticket giveaway. And yeah, like we said there, we'll probably give away a wee Lacazette limited as well, where we're at it. I bought him last week. And yeah, I don't really need him this week. But I put a little tweet out after the Instagram post. I put a little tweet out, Harry. Me and you were just talking about this. And I am really wrestling with... let me just go and get the tab up, sorry. I'm really wrestling with... We'll do this for the first 2 minutes or something, guys. We won't kill the stream with it. Just while we let the doors open, let everyone get into the stream, hit the like button, get comfy, and get into the live chat. But I am toying, guys, with playing Division 1 this week. I was toying with it last week with the members on the stream, and then I decided against it in the end. And then when I went into the lineup builder, I've shown Harry this, but this lovely little historical tab here can show you very easily what your team would have done last week. And as soon as I seen that, I was just like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I never won anything significant last week, so this would have been the best thing I could have possibly did. And I was a wee bit gutted to see that. Now, the way the fixtures roll out this week, I actually think the team is in just as good an opportunity to score about 480 points, maybe 520 if Edouard really turns up for his team. So 71 rated. I think last time it was rated 66. So it's maybe a wee bit more favourable on paper than it was last week. And I don't know. I'm really tempted to do it. So, any thoughts or feelings on the configuration of what my teams are going to be? Obviously, feel free to throw them out there. Do you think I should go for it? Should I roll the dice before this international break, play the D1 and swing for the fences, or do we revert to type and play the normal FC Barcelona strategy? You can let me know what you think. We'll get the usual polls on the go as well, Harry, in the live chat for Grimmator Frimmers and O'Reilly and Bellingham and everything else we've been doing. So far, but yeah, the fist bumps are raining in. Thanks to every Sorare scouting manager from all around the world that is joining us for the deadline show on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and everything else in between. It does mean a lot to us. If you are on YouTube, please, when you do join the stream, if you are having a good time, you do normally enjoy the show, then please do like it before you get comfy and you forget to do it later. It goes a long way to support the show, and normally we don't give away cards until we get to 67 likes anyway. So we're at 9, 10 now. Let's get up to 67 and we'll give away some cards and do some stuff like that as well. Excellent. Harry boy, what about yourself, Mr. Midweek? How did they get on for you?
So, yeah, I mean, I put a little tweet out yesterday. I was in a very good position, to be honest, Quinny, with Kudus to play for West Ham, and yeah, unfortunately, we fell short. To be honest, mate, he had a bit of a stinker. I watched the second half; just didn't look interested, to be honest. West Ham struggled to score. Obviously, got a goal in the end with Paqueta, but yeah, just. When you can just watch a game and you just know it's just not his night tonight. It's just not going to happen. Olympiacos was so sort of banked in. West Ham struggled to break him down, but he just didn't even look interested. And that's just kind of, it is what it is. He played a good majority of the game. I thought he would have got hooked a little bit earlier, but he didn't. But we've managed to hold on for a tier 2. We're on the last position of a tier 2 in the pool. So I'm more than happy with that. That's sort of back-to-back tier 2. Well, yeah, back-to-back midweek tier 2s in that sense. So yeah, I'll take that all day long. It's been on. I've been on a bit of a dry spell with the midweek. So yeah, happy to see the Real Madrid boys sort of finally get that double decisive and sort of everything I've tried to be sort of saying, I guess, recently of it's just a matter of time with those two, especially Rodrigo with the first half of that or first third of the season or maybe quarter. He had like a stupid amount of shots, stupid amount of XG where he should have scored, didn't obviously. And yeah, it's just nice to see them, just sort of combining together. And then, yeah, just happy to be picking up something, because yeah, it's not easy out there. So buzzing for tonight. See what we can get. I think there's a couple of decent tier 2s at the bottom. A little Amar Dedic, Salzburg defender. There's a couple of decent boys down there. So Papa Sarr actually for Tottenham, obviously with the new 500k, the Premier League situation that could come in handy with the Kudus one last week. So I'm buzzing to be fair, and then obviously just really looking forward to this weekend as well.
Yeah, same. Good to see me. I'm looking forward to seeing what you pull out of that. Hopefully you get your Dedic or whatever it is the actual number 1 target is for you, mate. So GG's. Love to see that. And love a bit of Mr. Midweek. And guys, we've been out for about 8-9 minutes or so. So I think it's probably about that time where we get stuck into all that good stuff. Good to see the likes kind of raining in as all the Sorare scouts and managers from around the world get in and get comfy. So as you guys know, Sorare own and control the internet. So they know if you're joining the stream, they know if you've hit the like button or not. And the more you like it, the better pack luck me and Harry get, of course. But Sorare rewards you in kind with better RNG luck on your Sorare rewards as well. And the DNP gods as well look upon favourably everyone who does like the stream as well. So do yourself a favour, do us a favour, hit the like button. And Harry boy, I think we should look at the matchups tab. Let's see who are the big movers and shakers. Who are we avoiding? Who are we stacking into? And what are we peering behind the curtain, hoping that they don't explode?
I'm just looking at it there. I mean, there's a certain home streak to probably mention there, isn't there? What's that? Top 10, maybe top 11, all at home. Obviously, it's no secret, is it, that home fixtures, are kind of favourable in just general. If the better team's playing at home, it's better than them playing away. Just as a sort of blanket statement, I guess. And mate, that Bayern win percentage, 90%. I don't recall seeing 90%. I genuinely, we see high 80s, don't we, a lot, but 90% feels excessive.
Does.
And yeah, Heidenham at home, does it get much better, really? Bayern good win in the midweek against Galatasaray, obviously 2-1. But there is a few sort of things to be wary of. Obviously, I know we'll get into the play sharper stuff, but a couple of suspensions, like you mentioned, with the accumulations and red cards as well. Bayern Munich are suffering from that. So, and a few injuries actually. So that could be an interesting little, sort of transition into their starting 11 because, Musiala came off injured midweek. Kimmich was red carded the weekend before last, or this weekend. So, no Kimmich, and no, obviously, Musiala, which changes things slightly. And Gnabry in for Coman, which is something that I didn't actually know that was a thing. I know, like, obviously, Coman's sort of their main, or one of the main wingers alongside Sane. But Gnabry maybe gets a rest, I guess, Coman this weekend. That's the worry, isn't it? They've played midweek, Quinny. A big team, big sort of really, good fixture. But some of their bigger players are just not playing. And somebody showed me their lineups earlier. They had a Coman. They're probably everyone knew had a Coman or has a Coman are probably captaining him. And I'm seeing this now. And Serge is favourites to start. So that is the, just the frustration of owning like a top player, because sometimes in the fixture you want him for, not the midweek, you want him for this weekend, and they're not sort of predicted to start. That's not me saying Coman won't start, but just little iterations there that does make a difference, doesn't it? Because people will be, heavily involved in Bayern this weekend.
Yeah. So the good thing I've noticed about Bayern over the last 3 or 4 weeks is they do their press conferences before the deadline stream, which is brilliant. So I'm just checking out Thomas Tuchel's actual quotes. He's talking about, I find it interesting that Pavlovic here is listed at 60%. And looking at the quotes related, that it's in the English account. I've not went to the Bayern German account for translations yet, but what's been reposted to the English account is just mentioning that Goretzka, Upamecano, and Guerrera they need to wait and see if they're going to be fit. We've got a couple of players who have played a lot of games, like Alphonso Davies, Kim Min-jae. So they're, so that there's a lot of the team that's kind of touch and go, I suppose. Like you say, with no Musiala, with no Kimmich, it does feel like why would they put Pavlovic in, when they're already losing a lot of experience potentially through not having in quality. So that caught my eye straight away. Also, I'm very biased as a Goretzka holder, but this is a game I seem to learn on the preview where Heidenheim just don't defend. They're not going to try and defend either. So Bayern are just going to outscore them. They might not get the clean sheet. Heidenheim will attack, but Jan-Nicolas Beste living his best life.
I did see though, Quinny, one of the, you're sort of referring about the quote situation with Tuchel. I saw the Pavlovic quote, and it was something like he should have played midweek is basically what he said. He said he was ready to play midweek and they didn't want to force it or something. So it feels like they owe him one. It's kind of how it sounded. I sounded like they kind of promised him a midweek game. Didn't happen last minute, and then they're going, okay, nice home fixture for you this weekend. Is kind of how it sounded from what I sort of gathered. So, the Bayern situation's interesting, isn't it? The main sort of players, I wouldn't call Musiala a main player as far as SO5 goes, but Kimmich, Coman, Musiala, that's a big chunk of a Bayern stack that's not playing. So, is this, it's still a great fixture and they're still going to pump them, but are the main players, the main players aren't involved, so they can't score very well, clearly. You know what I'm saying? So when we're saying, be scared or be cautious of the Bayern stacks, barring Kane, Sane is obviously going to be the sort of staple, isn't it? So that's still there. Don't get me wrong, and obviously the defensive stack is there, but the bit in between the Kimmich or the Coman isn't there. So it's gives a chance to the Mullers and people hold a Muller, Gnabry, Lime obviously to kind of have a chance basically, because otherwise it would just be the normal sort of the Kimmich, Sane, Kane, Neuer, and whoever else in defense you want. So interesting. So if I'm playing Champ Europe, I'm not shit scared of a Bayern stack this week. I am, cautious of the Kane, Sane, but there is bits that are missing basically. Mickey says, the Kane, Sane stackers will get their money's worth. Yeah, very true. That's still alive, isn't it? So definitely that's something to still worry about, obviously.
Yeah, big time. Mickey Fool, love to see it. And then, so those, I think it feels like for about a month or two, PSV have been reigning supreme on this matchups tab. It's Ajax season is long gone. We know Ajax are not really a joke anymore, but it's certainly been PSV season, and they're at home at Peg's Wall. And I was just talking about Heidenheim not enjoying defending. Peg's Wall don't defend, So this is a game that PSV could light up the scoreline in a big way. This could be reigning decisives.
Yeah, big time, mate. Interesting. I was looking at this sort of starting 11 earlier, and I saw Joey Veerman down as 70. I don't know whether that would be a rest situation, or is it personnel? I can't see why it would be personnel, because he's been obviously really good for them so far. Front three stays the same, which is nice. And then, it's just that middle three, maybe that might see a bit of change, whether it's Tillman, Gus Till, obviously Veerman and Sabiri. So, there's a bit, not doubt, but, there's definitely, worries, I guess. Defensively, it looks great. And they're, hardly been rotating. So, the Stacks, they've had great fixtures as well. So, Josh, is probably what I would get at as well. I mean, every fixture is decent for PSV, being at the top of the league type of thing. But, like, they have been playing, like, second half, bottom half teams for the majority of the last couple of weeks. So, great fixture, like you said, Quinny. And, I'd expect a bit of a romp in here, to be honest.
Yeah, big time. Picks have all been touted up by the Sorare scouts and managers in the live chat as no pushovers, no mugs. We can see Anselmo McNally, who's Irish, believe it or not. He's in at left back. And then we've got the other Rangers in attack. And then we've got Ryan Thomas in midfield, a right winger and right back as well, apparently, and Bram Van Polen. So, fair enough. But just look at the odds. They're just not going to get anything. The XG for PSV through the roof. Chance of a clean sheet is just lottery odds. So, it's going to rain decisives. No two ways about it, I think. Big PSV weekend.
But, for sure, attacking wise. But I wouldn't be banking on a PSV clean sheet like we just said. Then they do it. They score goals. I think they scored like 4 against Excelsior. They do score quite a few goals, Pexwell. So just be wary of that. But definitely attacking wise, it looks great. We got
look at the matchup indicators for midfield and forward. 26.
Exactly. Yeah.
Expected 88 or whatever it is. That's incredible.
100%. So that's sort of, I didn't even look at that when I mentioned the clean sheet thing. So that backs up my theory a little bit in the sense that, the matchup isn't amazing for the defenders as far as clean sheet, but someone like Boskagli is going to pass his way to a comfy score anyway. Sorry, Holland said PSV a clean sheet merchant. Yeah, for sure. They have been that, but game of football, anything can happen, cross, corner, free kick is just so easy to score in a weird way, even though PSV are really good. So, enough on them then. Back to Champ Europe. Premier League, our first Premier League team of the matchups tab, and that is Arsenal at home to Burnley.
It feels like Raya's firmly in now, 85%. Rumour is Ramsdale wants out in January.
I did see something about, what was it? Southgate had a chat with Ramsdale or whatever. And, he basically said to him, like, you need to start playing. Otherwise, we're just going to sack you off, basically, like for the England sort of situation, which is fair enough, But then that doesn't apply to Calvin Phillips, does it? Obviously. So,
I was going to say
one rule for one, and obviously one rule for another. But one midweek, then they beat Sevilla quite comfortably, I assume. I think it was a 2-0. The team doesn't really change, does it, from what I'm seeing there? I know they don't have Eddie Nketiah, but he didn't play midweek, so they're without a 9. They're playing a false 9, I guess, with Trossard up there, which I don't mind. They're gonna have all the ball. Burnley are a good team though. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, they are a good footballing team. I know like results aren't going to show that per se so far this season, but very, very well coached. It might not matter too much at home to away to Arsenal, but I think they'll give them a few sort of scares. Let's have a look at that Burnley team. I just want to see if they've got what pace they've got up front as far as on the counters concerned. Zarawi, okay. I mean, Jay Rodriguez isn't the quickest. He'll keep the ball though for you up front. 2 banks of 4. They're going to go with 4-4-1-1. I mean, that's a defensive Burnley team, isn't it? If we're being honest, which we can't. That's what it's going to be away to Arsenal. Yep. This doesn't feel like they're going out to try and win this game. It feels like, can we nick a draw type of thing at best. Not a great day for Burnley Stacks, but maybe a lot of, defensive actions for the back four and stuff. So, as long as they can keep that scoreline to a minimum, 1-2-0, it's not like, crazy detrimental to scores, but, maybe some cat plays, but you're not going to be stacking Burnley this weekend, do you?
Yeah, you need to be brave with some of these defender cards, but that you pick up because you see their great scores, and it's normally in a match where they're very active, and those matches are generally, like you say, against Arsenal, where you just conceded 2 rather than 3 or whatever, or even if you did concede 3, your man's got a goal line clearance or a last man tackle maybe, or just ran away with 38 somehow with all the effective clearances and aerial duels and stuff like that. So yeah, if you've got Burnley defenders, this is maybe a game week to play them somewhere and kind of grit your teeth and be brave, but and hope that the scoreline stays down. But yeah, that kind of sentiment's definitely something, but I think is quite overlooked in general for defender cards. But we always want the clean sheet. We always want the easy, they're not going to get a goal conceded in this game. That's what we all think is the dream. But you kind of want them to be having to batten down the hatches at some points and be able to deal with defending.
Yeah, it's a fine line, isn't it, for sure? And just before we go to Inter, like how low the goalkeeper and defender matchup indicator is on Arsenal. That's a bit strange, no?
I think
Is that
might be
basically
something
saying
to do
that
with...
Arsenal don't keep clean sheets?
Yeah, I think that's something. I was going to say I think it's something to do with because Burnley were so gung ho in the Championship. That probably affects still maybe. I don't know if those indicators are on L15 or L40, but I think there might still be a wee bit of carryover from the Championship. And Arsenal probably don't have a good defensive record,
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, great day to have Arsenal sort of attacking players, I'd say. But yeah, maybe missing Odegaard, and there's a few definitely situations to keep an eye on. But yeah, Inter then at home to your boys, I guess. Are they your adopted boys? Should we call them, Quinny, this year?
Yeah, well, I've watched them twice this season, so yeah, they could be the Verona of this year. And by the way, they could be. Honestly, jokes aside, well, we talk about the minnow first of all, then we'll have, because again, we've not even getting our cards. I'm pretty sure, do we have Frosinone cards? No, I don't think we do. Oh yeah, it's probably the frustrating thing. This wee guy Sula is a guy you want a card for. Like, he is a player. He's tidy. Don't know his full script and story in that, but him, Renier, and this Ibrahimovic have definitely struck up a bit of a thing in attack over the last 3 matches. And again, up front, I don't know many of these guys. I've not watched them that intently so far, but they're kind of handy enough that they're kind of going for it. They're like mid-table anyway. Inter, but every time you speak to Feder, he just talks about how good Inter are at the moment, and they're they're starting 11's hard to argue against. Oro Bissek coming in. We've seen him for the German under-21s in the summer, Harry, if you remember. He was the big right centre-back in their back three. He made the transfer in the summer to them from a Danish team. He'll maybe make his first start of the season. So maybe there's a wee window to get in here. They've played midweek. If there's a wee change in defence, perhaps. We know Denzel and DeMarco love to go forward. Maybe there's not a clean sheet for Inter this week. Maybe your wee Ibrahimovic, if you've got a Bayern collection on the go, or if you're like me and get a wee Renier, maybe there's a wee decisive to be had. But I think this is clearly a really good game for Inter at home.
Yeah, ball dominant, 100%. Calhanoglu and Co could rack up, even if they don't get decisive, they could get to your 35 plus AAs just on AA alone. Chances created, etc. And Thuram and Martinez, obviously, if there is decisives to be shared around, I'm sure. I bet good money that they'll be involved, obviously. And DeMarco, I think, didn't play midweek, so 95% this weekend, obviously. He could be on for a storm, I think, as could Dumfries. Those sort of high flying wing backs who are heavily involved in attacking play, and then obviously if they get that clean sheet as well, then it just bumps them up even more, doesn't it? Obviously AA wise. Yeah,
big hitting players for sure. And could go Inter are very good defensively, similar to PSV. Like, we don't want to undersell how defensively sound some of these teams have been, but when you're against an opponent that has a route to go, has an attack in them, then you have to consider that as a level of jeopardy. Zwong had an XG of that Frozinone's XG is closer to 1. So they're a bit more of a threat attacking. So you never know how it'll shake out in that respect. But I don't think there's too many full Inter stacks on the go. Again, similar to PSV, you're probably taking Mkhitaryan and Lautaro, where you've got Thuram and Calhanoglu or something like that. It's normally the way those teams are kind of getting built at the moment. And then I love that those two teams, Harry, are right next to each other, USG and Brighton, because they're like sister clubs, aren't they? Or they're kinda,
that's class.
So that's kind of cool, isn't it? So if you're I love a bit of CFG, as a lot of people on the channel will know. I don't know what Brighton's thing is going to be called, if it's the Brighton Football Group, or if it's the Tony Bloom, or whatever the guy's name is, or something. I don't know what the collective term will be. But we'll start with Brighton at home to Sheffield. Plum fixture. You've got to think Brighton have had to really use all of their squad in this little period of fixtures that we've been going through, weekends and midweeks. Seen a lot of rotation, a lot of kind of guys make a name for themselves in the Premier League over this period as well. With, I think it was the Liverpool match, we've seen Adringa really pop onto the scene, and one or two others. Baleba has done. I know his L15 and 5 haven't been pretty good, but when you watch Brighton, he's actually, he's been over the level. Yeah, he's been over the level. So should be a good game for Brighton to kind of end this chapter of the season.
100%. They had a nice win last night versus Ajax away from home. And yeah, Drinker popped off. I think Fatty had a really good game, couple of decisives for him. There was a few injury concerns, though. I think Milner came off after 8 minutes. Lewis Dunk went off at half time. So they did suffer as far as injuries go. I know Dunk's 50 there percent. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Brighton's, as I know, is a very, annoying team to hold players of because, especially in goals, I think Verbruggen started the last 2. Got a clean sheet last night, and he probably is going to be on the duty on the weekend. So it's just like, it's frustrating because it's Chef at home. It's the fixture you'd probably want him to, or I'd want him to be playing in, obviously, as a holder. So yeah, getting that right is a balance. But yeah, obviously, like your Matomas, you kind of know, the main guys are always sort of in and around, aren't they? Barring any injuries. And like you said, some exciting players as well. I expect Evan Ferguson to do really well this weekend. Even if he doesn't start, I think there's a few goals in there for him.
I think he scores, no problem. L15 of 41. He signed a new bumper contract, I think, today. I seen the news today, and I thought I seen this last week, but maybe I didn't. So I seen it today. He signed a new contract. Maybe it's a retweet and all that kind of stuff. But lots of Sorare scouts and managers joining us, getting themselves comfy. We're getting through the predicted 11s here. Harry boy, we're only 24 likes. We need to get to 67 before we can give away the Lacazette. We'll see where Leon are doing this week. But yeah, a lot of big ups, a lot of props coming for Brighton. But I just wanted to mention this before we've moved away from it. Padagul has summed it up perfectly here. It's a type of game where Inter Milan can shock the bookies, and Frosinone could be like, they could win 3-2, or maybe a draw or something like that. And everyone just sees Inter at home at Frosinone and thinks, oh, Inter should wipe the floor with them. And it's one of those games. So yeah, great summary there, Padagul. Love that. And yeah, Drink and Fatty were brilliant last night.
Yeah, love that, Dom. Interesting. On paper it's a great fixture, obviously, isn't it? But Brighton haven't been like incredible this year, if we're being honest. Like they've been very hit and miss. You obviously got pumped versus like a Villa. I know Villa are obviously a lot better than a Chef, but you never know. It could be interesting, especially with the injuries maybe Brighton are suffering from. I expect a nice, comfortable win. Yeah, I'd probably expect a clean sheet as well, if I'm being honest.
I see what always happens to me when I look at a Sheffield United team. I look at the attackers and I think, okay, McBurney, Brewster, Archer, whatever. I like McAtee. This Hamer's got a bit of a reputation. We know Norwood is a solid enough Premier League, 6, 8, whatever he does. Yeah. Vinny, we all love a bit of Vinny, of course. The back four is kind of good enough as well. Some guy, like Luke Thomas, Austin Trusty, guys that are, up and coming, a bit more mobile. And then this is always where I just get lost with this team, with the goalkeeper. It's just like, he's just, honestly, like, that's just where they're, if Brighton are a bit weaker because they've played last night and they're rotating and they're not too sure who the best team is, Milner's picked up a knock, like you say, and other bits and pieces. I just think ultimately when they get into the final third, this Brighton team are just going to get shots on target, and that's going to be the undoing of Sheffield here, I think. So I think attackers, I think Evan Ferguson is a stick on for a 60 plus this week, and an L15 of 41 that might help you out. So yeah, good one to watch out for. Even Matoma at 50, if he's this nailed on to start, he could be. This is a game he could get an 80 or a 90, and he runs the show.
100%. League One, where's Ian says? Love that.
Yeah, that's it. And then we have USG. I should have started with them because they were technically first there, but I was drawn to Brighton, the mother club. Sorry, guys. Any USG loyals in the house?
Just wanted to see what they did last night, USG, as far as I'll say they lost to Lask 3-0 away from home. Wow.
Lask was one of the big shocks last night.
Yeah, tough game away in Austria, obviously, but familiar settings for them at home to Kortrijk. But I tell you what, Kortrijk have been weirdly good in massive games this season. They beat Club Brugge away from home 1-0. My boy Isaac Davis got the goal. I don't know if he's down to start. Maybe that Felipe is. Oh yeah, just behind him. But yeah, honestly, like it's a similar. I mean, yeah, they're not a good team in that sense, but they seem to slay a couple of the big guys. Like they seem to perform in the bigger games rather than just the sort of middle of the road games. I'm just having a look here on. So they drew last week to Molenbeek, obviously not a great team. Yeah, beat Club Brugge and they beat Cercle Brugge as well. Okay, to be fair, they were both at home. Sorry, they weren't away. So like Kortrijk were home. So yeah, maybe the away factor could play against them in that sense. So yeah, I'm not sort of retracting what I'm saying, but yeah, USG probably win this game. But Kortrijk and just no mugs, I would say, in this situation. That Cameron Putas is obviously on fire on sets, I think. There's a couple of decent players there could do really well.
For sure.
Yeah,
good. And the good thing about Belgium is it's like good budget players all around. You know, a lot of these guys are so far from being household names that even if, like this Putas, I guess points per pound, I don't think he's going to be that expensive at limited or probably even at rare. So you can normally get a wee sneaky guy there. I love seeing Koki Machida next to Kevin McAllister. That feels like a Sorare fantasy defense stack if ever I've seen one. You know. So yeah, I love to see them nailed on in their starting positions, and yeah, that's good to see for USG. 100%. And then Napoli.
Yeah, Napoli at
it's
home.
Been a while.
Didn't they? Yeah,
it's been a while since we've had Napoli up here.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to get. I mean, this season they haven't been unbelievable, have they? Like last season, I know Osimhen not playing has been not ideal for them, but Raspadori's done a decent enough job. You can see by the L5 that he's been decent enough. Yeah, I mean it's a good Napoli team. It's not really changed too much from last season. I don't know. Have they been firing off all cylinders really this season? I know Kavash.
Well, started a bit of form recently. Last kind of 5-6 games, it's definitely happened.
But like not scoring a ton of goals, if that makes sense. He's still like his AA's there if we're talking Sorare terms, but in real life he's not actually like on flames like he was last year. But Osimhen's obviously a big miss to that. We kind of could see that happening, couldn't you? Like they were so like intertwined. If you take one out of the equation, unfortunately, you're just not going to have the same outcome. It's just as simple as that. Politano's still delivering. Parrot says, great little player, man. I love him. I think he's an absolute little baller, to be fair. And managed to stay in the side. And it's a great. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know too much about Empoli's sort of recent form, but I can't imagine it's incredible.
No, they're definitely one of the teams you're looking for on the fixture list. Clean sheet chances, XG chances. I mean, they're maybe good for a goal. It reckons here. Napoli just been not the attacking way they were when they won the Scudetto under Rudi Garcia. That maybe the Empoli, they could get something from a set piece or on the break or something like that. The clean sheet's not a given in this match, but it does feel like you're going to see Politano, Raspadori, Kvaratskhelia reining in those 60 pluses in a game like this, certainly. So again, we're supporting attacks rather than defenses, I think, with some of these fixtures. Probably maybe similar to Barca.
Yeah, I'd say the Barca one's probably a bit better. I would say just because Deportivo are probably lower down in that sense, potentially. But Empoli have lost like the last 10 out of 13 games or something stupid. To be fair, Empoli are 19th. So yeah. I mean, it doesn't really get much better, but in that league. But yeah, Barca at home to Deportivo. There's a few different iterations coming into play here. Obviously, Pedri's back fit, and he's sort of expected to start in his first game for like 2.5 months, which I'm obviously delighted to see in there. I mean, the defense is an interesting one. I think, Araujo took a bit of a knock, so he probably is out. And then it's a toin cost between Christensen and Indigo. And I don't know. I mean, obviously big loss midweek against Shakhtar. Like that wasn't expected. That wasn't in the playbook for them. I know they rotated, but it didn't. I mean, it backfired big time. So the big guns seem to be back in this weekend. Obviously, what is it? Rafinha and Yamal for the 50-50 on the right wing, I assume. Yeah, 35 of them out. Okay, interesting. They need to bounce back this weekend, Barca, just before the international break. They don't want to go into an international break with like potentially no wins in 2. And big game. I think they'll do well. I think they will break this Deportivo side down. Might take a little while, but I think they'll get there. Yeah,
I think so too. And then we've got the Celtic. So again, like you said, Harry, a huge stretch of home games. Like it goes into, look at that. Even when you scroll down there, there's one away game there with Rangers, no one cares about. And then
still home. Literally unbelievably home heavy on this. I've never seen it that like definitive in that sense. One away fixture in the top 25-ish, maybe 20 matchups, which is, it shouldn't be rare, but it is, because we see loads of away fixtures normally, don't we, sprinkle into the top 20. So that was an interesting one actually. Yeah, like PSV maybe away to like Zwolle normally, or these kind of things, but everyone's at home, so it's kind of like if you don't have any home games this weekend, you've not got, you're missing something in your gallery, because all the good teams are at home. So if you've not got a home game this week, you're definitely missing something. The
So Celtic excluded. I'm not too sure yet, Zico. I think Saturday I'm going to be looking forward to Girona. They're playing at 1 o'clock, so I'll be looking forward to catching that. But I will be at the game, Celtic versus Aberdeen on Sunday. I'm giving away a ticket on Instagram. We'll be doing that at the end of the show at Quinny3001_ on Instagram. Go find the post. Make sure you follow me if you need to be following me. It's the whole point of the competition. Hit a like button, leave a comment for score prediction, and we'll give a ticket away. But this is the predicted team from McBride. It's really hard to argue against it. I think you're going to see Turnbull and O'Reilly probably start this game. The front three, maybe there's a discussion for Palma. I'm not sure if he's played Palma and Turnbull together from the start. Maybe that's something to look into. So that's something that I thought I would mention, but I think this is very likely the most likely team, that will be named. I'm holding my breath that we see something wacky, like no Turnbull, but like Kyogo and O. And Kyogo's maybe a bit deeper and running from deep and causing space, because Aberdeen are going to pack in and try and counter-attack. This is the way they played against Rangers and Motherwell. Motherwell are a pretty good team in Scotland, in case you don't know. 5-4-1, and then try and break out with McGrath, Miovski, Clarkson, maybe Duke from the bench in the second half to keep it going as well. So, you want O up there for a bit of a target, and then, having Kyogo, you want Kyogo, your poacher on the pitch. And if you've got Palma as like the artillery, you can tuck Dyson in as another forward. So you can almost have like three strikers kind of tuck into the box if you've got Palma dropping deep to deliver in, if you like, and link up play from that kind of position. So I would like to see something a bit more creative. I don't think it's possible or expected, but that's my 2 cents on it. I think it's going to be a good result for the Hoops. I think we're probably going to get a clean sheet. Aberdeen played last night in Greece. This game's on Sunday, so we've got 2 days recovery on them. We're at home. We are scorned after a terrible loss, I should say, to Atletico Madrid. So I think this will be a good game for the Hoops. Probably 3-0 is what I'll take.
Yeah, I can't argue with the Aberdeen stuff. Obviously away in, did you say Cyprus? Was it Greece, Cyprus? One of the two, wasn't it?
Greece. Yeah.
Greece, yeah. So, good result for them, though, didn't they? Got a little 2-2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched Aberdeen last weekend. Who did I watch them against? It was either St. Johnstone or it was one, I don't know who it was. One of the blue badges. I can't remember which one it was, but I watched on TV. It was on Sky on the Sunday, and it was hard to watch, man. It was really tough. Just was a very, very hard watch. Like you said, 5 at the back. It's just not fun to watch at all. So yeah, that Celtic team should roll the Aberdeen team over, I think, quite comfortably.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Killy it was. Weezermon said, appreciate it, mate. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was, but they battered him. Killy absolutely battered him. And then Leeds at home. This is actually really interesting, this one, Quinny.
It's OP, mate. Plymouth are 19th.
Yeah, I know. Plymouth are struggling big time, and this Leeds team, obviously, as we know, they beat Leicester actually last week, didn't they? In a bit of a shock result away from home, I believe it was. That Leicester team, Leeds team, sorry, is naughty.
Oh, we had a wee glitch there. I hope we're still live. I see the stream that it was just Harry on screen. We should have everyone back. I can see here. I think we're all back now. Sorry for that. Yeah, we're still live. We just had a wee bit of a glitch, a wee bit of a system. Guys, Sorare own and control the internet. They can see there's over 100 Sorare scouts and managers from all over the world on the live stream on YouTube, and only 37 of you have hit the like button. Make Sorare happy. Make everyone in the channel happy. Get your luck up for the weekend. Get the like button hit, guys. But yeah, Harry Boy, we're still here. What I was going to say about this fixture, just to get us back on topic, is this Leeds team is firmly a Premier League side, and this Plymouth team is firmly going to League One quickly. This is a huge divide in quality on the pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, massively. Obviously, the XG shows it as well. Too much pace up front, I would say, just too much creativity. Front four's a joke. I'd be very shocked if all 4 didn't get a decisive. Not saying they're all going to score 100, but I think Struick got injured, so Roden and Cooper will be leading the back line there at the back, and we don't have Ethan Ampadu cards at this point, because I would love one of them. But yeah, front four's dangerous, under 23s, and obviously Dan James, obviously, who's not under 23, second division and stuff. I'm sure there'll be a load of Somerville captains and Ruta captains flying around, maybe even Pirot, who's not been as sort of hot, I guess, compared to the other two. But yeah, very, very good fixture. I don't know if have we lost Quinny's
Yeah, my camera's off apparently. Yeah,
Okay.
my camera's off apparently. I've tried turning it on and off and doing some stuff, but
Yeah.
it doesn't
No camera
seem to
Quinny for now.
be. No camera Quinny. Oh, well.
Or
Poor
cameraless
you.
Quinny.
Yeah. Let me put the icon on. I'm just going to see if it works after I try that and take it on and off. No, it doesn't seem to be working. Oh, guys, I feel like I'm going to be turning into a random, I'm a random internet icon now. I'm not a face anymore. I'm just one of these icon people. So, yeah, cool. Sorry, our guys are not happy. They want more likes on the stream, clearly. We're at 46 now, so thank you very much to those of you that have heard our plea. But, yeah, so we'll give me back the camera when we get to 67 likes. That's what they're telling me. So, yeah. They've made a statement to me. Scott's good. I'd love to see it. So yeah, I think if you've got lead cards to try and get us onto some sort of topic, kind of try keep me from spiraling off into a web of bad jokes. There's a lot of nice cards here, and I think a lot of people looked at Leeds as a viable stack for this year, and we speak about this quite a lot on the show. When you get a fixture like this up, you have been waiting for this, Leeds holders, surely, and like this could be a game where Leeds win like 5-0.
Yeah, quite comfortably. Under 23 goalkeeper, under 23 attackers. Yeah. I'd be very shocked if Leeds boys didn't lead the way, no pun intended, this weekend in the leaderboards, to be honest.
Yeah, likewise. Didn't really think about that whole under 23 element, Harry. That's a great nod. And then we've got a lot of Man United fans that tune in for the deadline show. And I love everyone that joins the community, of course, and gets stuck in here. But Man United have been the butt of some jokes recently, which I have enjoyed. I'm not going to lie, Harry. But it's good for the members of the channel that do come here to enjoy the show. They've got a good fixture this weekend. They've got something to look forward to. They're at home to Luton. How could it possibly go wrong?
Well, I mean, Luton getting a draw last weekend with Liverpool, that's probably the worst thing ever to happen to United, isn't it, in a weird way? As far as, playing this Luton side. I know Luton were at home, obviously, so, that helps. Being at Old Trafford is going to be a different sort of beast in that sense. So, even in United's poor form, does it go wrong here? Surely not, Quinny. Surely not.
Yeah, hopefully not.
That's how I feel, but you just never know. Like, it's
hopefully
so hard
not. Hopefully, I don't know. He'll get sacked if he doesn't win this game. Like, that's just undeniable.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
you cannot not beat Luton at Old Trafford after I was making jokes about Copenhagen being a European fortress and a European powerhouse and all this kind of stuff. And honestly, when the result came through, I could not believe it. Especially when you seen it was Rooney.
Big Rooney, yeah.
Scored the winner. But I think against Luton, like guys like McTominay, Bruno, Rashford, they have to have a fire up their arse in this game. They have to be grade A motivated to go and get the job done. And really, level-wise, this is a game that guys like Højlund and Garnacho should be able to influence. They should be getting significant shots away. They should be able to get by defenders and make things happen. But the main complaint for Man United is always, we don't see the style of play. We don't see what is actually trying to happen here. And normally, when teams are in that kind of position, just by being virtue of having 11 elite players against 11, let's just say, want to be elites. They're definitely good, but they're not elite.
Yeah.
Normally, the quality will show through and kind of mask that. So this is maybe a game they can get away with. But let's say, I think if they don't get away with it, it's curtains for Baldy.
100%, mate. But like, I was watching that Luton Liverpool game last weekend, and like I said, they were at home, fans with them and whatever. But mate, they've got some seriously good players. Like, we're talking about like Ross Barkley, Townsend. These are like veteran Premier League players, if we're being honest. Like, they're not bad players. I know they're getting on a little bit in the grand scheme of things, but like, they're the type of players that are going to show up at Old Trafford and prove a point. Like, they just are. I'm sorry to say it, they just really are. That Kabore, left back Doherty, mate, there's some good players on that field. You're not a Premier League player, and you can't be a bad Premier League player realistically. But compared to United, they should be a level below. But underdogs always find some sort of fire in their belly after getting a result against Liverpool, I'm telling you, these Luton boys are going to be right up for this. I can tell you that for free, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And, I don't really rate that Carlton Morris too much. He'll put himself about and cause a bit of trouble, but there's some good players on that sort of starting 11 there with pace. And obviously, you've got Barkley and Townsend with a little bit of quality. Mate, honestly, it would not surprise me if United shit the bed here, genuinely. And that's not somebody that hates United. I'm neutral. But, on form, it just wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't.
Banana skin incoming. Let's see what happens, guys. And again, I don't know if many people stack Man United, but I definitely know there's people that get Brunos and then build maybe a bit of utility around the Bruno with some pieces. So I'd maybe isolate Bruno
it's not worth
this week.
It, is it? Yeah. You prefer to, like a Bruno card, you need him isolated. You don't need a Man United card to go with him because there's nobody that's on his level. Like, there's no point playing him. You just go buy him. Like, if you can afford a Bruno, you're going to buy a Kane, if that makes sense. Like, you don't need a Højlund, if that makes sense. Unless you want correlation, but I just don't think it's there. And yeah, no, interesting one. I'll be very interested to see how that plans out this weekend. And now I guess we're into the
here we go, poll time.
The famous poll time, yeah.
Let me get it loaded, sorry. So we're starting with Frimmers. Grimmy. Now, last week, it was very one-sided in terms of what happened on the pitch. Frimpong was rotten. Grimaldo definitely took the cake last week. So I think since the time we've been doing this, it's probably like 3-1 to Grimaldo. I think maybe 2 each at a push, or maybe 3-2 or something. Maybe need to start keeping a record of it. And we can do it on Sorare data easy enough. We could go back and check it. Maybe we'll prepare that for next week. But yeah, the poll is in there, guys. And before you get involved in the poll, we've got over 52 of you here. Sorare are happy that there's over 50% of people who are here that have liked it. But the magic number 67, they've not given me back the camera yet. Let me just check. Does the camera work? It works for me. I can see it. But let me see if you can see it. Probably not. And yeah, I guess we'll flip over to... Yeah, it's not on, so okay. So the Bayer Leverkusen expected 11. Now, Palacios is 50-50 on this one. Xabi Alonso said he didn't make the trip to Azerbaijan. He didn't make the trip to Qarabag because he was a wee bit iffy, and it was with this game in mind. So I would probably make him 55% personally, rather than 45%. I know Palacios is an important card to some people. I would probably say he's at 55 to play this game. The rest of the team walks onto the starting 11, doesn't it?
Yeah, big time. But I was keeping an eye on the result last night. And it took a Boniface sort of really late penalty, didn't it, to get past Qarabag? And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a great home fixture. I mean, Union are obviously struggling right now, big time. They're in a big rut. It did get what happened in the Napoli game for them on Tuesday. Sorry,
let me go and get it.
Did they get something out of it? I don't think they did they? I know they were they were losing at half time. I just can't remember if they actually got a result after out of it. So I don't think they did. Maybe they did. I've got 2-2 in my head, but I don't think it was. 1-1. Yeah, it was. Okay, yeah, they got a draw. To be fair, that'll give them a bit of confidence. They probably needed that big time. Well, they definitely needed that big time.
A very different midfield, but to what's on screen here. The midfield that started against Napoli was Leiduni, Khedira, and Haberer. And this team's got Kral. So it's just Kral. It's different. Leiduni's in a different position. That's what threw me off. So it's Kral for Khedira. But yeah, they've got a fun team on paper. I love Gossens. I'm a big fan of Juranovic, obviously. And Kral, we know, is not too handy. Knock isn't too bad. Bonucci, you know. And Becker's handy. So they're not a total scrub of a team, are they?
No,
they are struggling in the league. You know, no chance of winning this at all on the odds.
I wouldn't say so. No, I think it's a great time to have. Well, we know it's a great time to have Leverkusen cards. But yeah, again, another nice home fixture this weekend, just before the international break, to maybe pay back some of the stacks, the cost of the stacks maybe, because this could be a good fixture for them, big time.
Yeah. So we're getting the Grimaldo versus Frimpong poll in the live chat at the moment, guys. And I think this is a Frimpong game, because I think if you're against Gossens, if you're Frimmers and Hoffman's on that wing, then he's going to get into the box as much as he wants, really. And that's where you get good Frimpong, when he's in the box. So he gets those decisives. those shots on target, penalty area entries and such. So let's hope. It's for me anyway. I'm hoping it's a Frimpong weekend away in my U23 team, and we'll see how the poll shakes out. I don't know if this is the next team that we're talking about, but we've got a question here from Johnny. No, it's not. Maybe throw this one to you, Harry boy. What's going on with Cockchew? Did we watch Benfica this midweek?
I didn't watch the game. No, I was in training. To be fair, I couldn't watch it. But yeah, I mean, my boy Florentino Luis, who I've been sort of bashing on about it, as they probably need him in that side, got hooked after 30 minutes. Error led to goal. They were like 3-0 down after 30 or whatever it was. He had a yellow card, so they hooked him. And yeah, it was just a terrible night. But I think Coach's injured right now, so I think that's his situation. Like, he hasn't been in the squads or anything, so he's injured, Johnny, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, mate, this Benfica side's a little bit in free fall, I would say. Just doesn't, obviously, Champions League has been a disaster for them, which then means there's more pressure in the league. And playing a sport at home, there's going to be massive pressure on them. You look about the odds. I know they're playing a good team in Sporting, but like Benfica being better than even money at home is obviously a rarity in the league anyway. So it's a very, very tough game for them in their situation. It's not a good, getting the Trubin. It was all a great one there for, and Dandy and stuff, I think, but it's kind of turned a little bit sour. Not just him, but I just mean the team in general. So yeah, not a great time for Benfica right now at all.
Yeah, I would agree. And Sporting Lisbon will probably come into this game with their tails up, ready to go. So again, their best 11 basically picks itself. They're in good form. The opposite of Benfica, where it's like, who is playing? Where is Cockchew? This is a back three. I've not seen Benfica play a back three ever, I don't think, on this anyway, so it's, who knows what they're going to do. It doesn't look like a lot of fun on that one, but they weren't on the matchups tab. But I thought since they were brought up, it's a derby, it wasn't going to get brought up. There's a few other derbies that probably won't make the matchups tab that we will visit, like the Rome derby, the Bruges derby, City v Chelsea. We'll probably talk about that as well. And anything else that the live chat throws at us also. But the next game takes us to everyone's favourite budget challenger team from last season. And they're at home to one of the favourite budget challenger stacks this season. I see a lot of people with NEC cards nowadays, in general, So this is a fun little budget derby, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a couple of NEC cards myself. And they had a mad game last weekend, actually, a 3-3 against Volendam, where my striker won a penalty and my midfielder in Magnus Madsen scored it. So that was great for the threshold. Really, really needed that. But yeah, they're a weird team. Like, obviously Bastos not able to play right now. So they've got that Aguara, or whatever his name is, up front, Japanese fella. Scored a couple goals last week. I think one got chalked off maybe. So he's now their sort of starting 9. It won't be an easy game, obviously, with Twente being at home. But, Eredivisie is, in my head, in that sort of Bundesliga vein where, like, it's just goals, man. There is just a lot of goals. If it's not PSV involved, it's, there's just goals. And, the clean sheet situation, just under 50%, fair enough. I can see why it would be that. But, no, Johnny says no Cerny. But then that was last season, wasn't it? He's moved to Wolfsburg now. But it's a good fixture for Twente for sure. There's definitely goals in that team. And the proper situation, like the defensive side of things have been a bit weird recently. Like, there's been a few injuries, hasn't there? I think Proper got injured, or maybe, I don't know, something happened last week. Error led to goal, whatever it was. He had a bit of a stink, I think. Gus Small is back though, which is a big plus at left back. He was unbelievable. That's crazy though. L15 at 26 for him in that fixture. That's like cheat code for Cap. That's massive. Just noticing that there. So very interesting one for them. But NEC can score goals, man. They definitely can.
And we said Evan Ferguson earlier as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, for sure. Some good recap picks coming out here. And then we've got Rangers away to Livy. Now, I've actually seen a Celtic fan in the chat today saying that he's quite excited about Kieran Dowell for Rangers. So let's see if he's in the starting 11. Shudder to think. But they've got a few cards, Rangers. Obviously, they're not fully listed. We've got full compliments here for Livy. They're at home. If Livy is going to get anything ever, it's at home. So I don't know if you're playing any of these guys, but good luck to you if you are. And the Rangers, yeah, they've got some cards. They're starting to get Danilo's brought in some decisives midweek. Cantwell looks to be back in the team. Seema get some decisives, I know, as well. And then otherwise, it's just Ben Davis in defence. So not much going on card-wise if he's got any of them. But the guys we're mentioning, Dowell, I don't see him anywhere. So, yeah, I wouldn't be too excited about it just yet. Rangers should beat Livy.
Yeah, they should do, to be fair. They had a good win last night, didn't they, Rangers? I know that wouldn't be to your...
Yeah, no comment.
Yeah, no comment. But... Decent win for them. I just seen Glenn Hoddle, the error led to goal for Flo was big part due to the fact that Otamendi runs like he's moving in quicksand. Oh, in sand, sorry. Yeah, he was towing a caravan in that play. Like, it was very harsh on Flo. It was a bad pass, but yeah, Otamendi, man, he was towing a caravan big time. And yeah, we've got the Real Madrid Valencia fixture, which I'm sure will be.
Going to have a quick digression, right? Just want to show this since I don't bring up Rangers often, right? But since they were on, and somebody's asked the question, we can ask this in chat, right? How much would this guy go for as, let's say, a rare defender?
I mean, he'd be he'd have to be one of the most expensive defenders on the game. So whatever, I don't even know what the price is of a most expensive defender right now, if that makes sense. Like, I genuinely don't. Dominic says 350. Yeah, whatever the higher end of defenders are right now. I don't know who's the most expensive. Is it Trent? Couldn't tell you. But whoever it is, he has to be in. He has to be up there, if not the most expensive. So like it has to be.
Yeah. Because we wanted the chat to nibble over, and then Real Madrid. You were just saying, sorry. So let me get back to that. Awesome. Lunin is going to be in goals. It looks like.
Yeah. Kepa's he's out for a couple of weeks with something, back injury or something.
Ooh.
And then obviously Rudiger's not playing, so Nacho comes in at centre back. Obviously Tchouaméni's injured. Kroos probably gets rested for Modric, so it seems here. Bellingham's back in after resting midweek, and then I assume obviously Rodrigo's at 55. I think it should be a tiny bit higher than that. Our sources, Quinny, is saying 70%. So. Yeah, I'd be shocked. Rodrigo won man of the match. I feel like they'd want to capitalize on, him just sort of, his sort of, maybe hopefully a good run of form before this international break. I mean, yeah, it's a good fixture, but Valencia Real Madrid games are just mad, aren't they? As most sort of Spanish. I mean, it's not a derby per se, is it? But it just feels like one of those feisty fixtures, where anything could happen. A couple of reds. It just feels that way to me, but still a good fixture for Real. I think they do probably beat them, but yeah, I mean, something crazy is probably going to happen. It's probably not a shock to anyone.
Valencia will definitely be happy to defend in this game. Away from home, they'll just bank in, absorb some shots, and try and do whatever they can with whatever they can, sort of thing. So I think they'll be quite deliberate in that approach, which is probably going to play into Real Madrid's hands ever so slightly. So yeah, probably not going to be an exciting game to actually watch. Is what I'm thinking when I look at this game, but probably decent AA for Vinny and Rodrigo. So they're going to have to do a lot. May only get one decisive, maybe two if you're lucky, but they're going to have to play lots of balls, take a few shots, beat a lot of duels and stuff like that. So could be a good AA match, although maybe not fun to watch. Guys, we're at 120 Sorare scouts and managers from all over the world joining us on YouTube. Thanks to everyone that is joining us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, everything and anything in between. We need another 7 likes, and then we'll be giving away a wee cheeky Alexander Lacazette 3D limited forward card. So if we can get that over the line, that'd be great. And we'll see if Sorare have bestowed me my camera back as well once we hit that target. If you are joining us live as well, we've got a little poll involved in the chat there. Grimaldo or Frimpong will maybe close that and move it on shortly to Bellingham, who we see here in this game at home to Valencia. And we've also mentioned a minute ago, in the same kind of part of the leaderboard of the matchups tab, O'Reilly at home to Aberdeen, 95% on. So we'll maybe move the poll on to Bellingham or O'Reilly. Who are you taking this game week?
That's a tough one this weekend, actually. Both home.
Yeah. Hit the like button. We'll load up the new poll. It was all for Grimaldo this week, 83%. My camera is glitched on us, guys. I'm really sorry. We had a kind of midstream kind of thing happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. That is the first time that's happened to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very strange.
Who do you want? Bellingham or O'Reilly? That's loaded up, guys. We're at 69. Love it, guys. Love that. So we'll give away. Let's see the matchups tab. Is there any more key fixtures? We've just looked at Real Madrid. I like the split in the Juve fixtures. And then after that, I think it's probably, much of a much. So let's look at Hajduk split in Juve. And then we will take requests, I suppose. We've got a bit of time. And we'll give away a Lacazette. And I've got the ticket giveaway as well. I'm giving away a ticket, guys, to Celtic versus Aberdeen this weekend. Get over to my Instagram at Quinny3001, and then it's an underscore at the end. Can you believe there was already a Quinny3001 on Instagram? You'll find the post there. It says ticket giveaway. You can't miss it. Make sure you follow me, hit the like button, drop a comment for a score prediction. And at the end of the stream today, somebody will get that ticket and you'll be going to the game this weekend. So, we'll do that in the stream. But we'll have a look at Hajduk Split, who we do give a nice wee place on the stream normally too, because they are like the cheaper Zagreb, aren't they? They're normally in the top 3 of the league. They're not quite as expensive. And normally if you're starting out as a bit of a budget player, maybe that's the angle you go for. But as we look at Hajduk Split now, they're playing one of the bottom teams in the division and they're sitting top. And Zagreb are in the mud, similar to the way we've seen Ajax. So this is a bit of a PSV kind of situation, if you like, this on the go here. This team looks very familiar every time we look at it, Harry. And this looks like maybe a good goal scoring match for Hajduk Split at home.
Yeah, I think Hajduk played midweek, to be fair. They got a little 1-0 win. It was a random little island Croatian fixture, if that makes sense. So, nice. They'll be happy with that. And obviously, home this weekend to a team that, definitely expected to win against, I would say. But I don't know if I'm just trying to look at their most recent sort of games. I mean, they're winning. They've won their last three games 1-0. So, and then they lost 2-0 before that to Ozchek. So, I wouldn't expect too many goals, but I would probably expect the clean sheet to maybe come in. And then, can Livaja maybe, get that decisive, 1 or 2-0, I'd probably say this sort of ends, just going off, what's happened recently. But,
Yeah. And I like their strip. I think they've got a cool strip. The away team, do we know anyone here? I don't think I do. Is Zelenika the goalkeeper? But it's just because he's a goalkeeper, probably. But not familiar with these guys at all. But it could be a big one for Hajduk. And the team we had after them was Juve. Now, Juve, we were making the Allegri jokes about they had like 19% possession, winning 1-0 last weekend. They're at home to Cagliari, so surely they have over 50% possession in a match like this. You would think. Vlahovic on to start, along with Moise Keane. No Chiesa from the start is definitely catching my attention here. Not that many cards, Harry, in this team.
It's weird, isn't it? That's so strange to look at a Juve team like that's sort of displaying. That's super weird. That doesn't feel right in a weird way. I mean, is Danilo injured? I assume, because he's normally that Szczesny, Danilo stack for the defensive side of things. But you wouldn't really touch anything else, would you? Really, like if we're being honest, why would you really be touching any of those sort of midfield or forward cards? Maybe Locatelli, but the L15 show you everything you need to know realistically.
Yeah, Padago got his finger on the pulse here. We've got Danilo injured and Rabiot suspended. And Cagliari, do they have anything going for them? No.
Not really, no, from what I'm seeing there. I can't lie.
Yeah, no one I know anyway. So probably if you did pay for Vlahovic, if you do have a McKennie, if you do have any of these wee pieces lying about, it could be a decent one this weekend for sure. I feel kind of awkward doing this because like my camera's not on, but what should we do first? I'm faceless. So but the Lacazette, that's what we'll do. We'll go get Lacazette. Now, guys, I picked up Lacazette last week to play the Sorare Managers World Cup, and unfortunately, Scotland were knocked out last week at the hands of Japan. So we go out in the quarterfinals or whatever it was with our heads bowed. And thanks for inviting us to the competition. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it over the line. But Lacazette was a one-use card for me, and I thought when I bought it, this would be a great card to give away. We've not seen Leon yet in the matchups tab. Harry, could you try and find them for me? And I'll put that screen on in a second.
I think they're going to get battered away to Rennes this weekend.
Oh, they're playing Rennes. Interesting match. Yeah. Not bad for a forward, this match.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. I mean, yeah, obviously Leon's form isn't great, but yeah, I mean, Lacazette's a proven striker. If anyone's going to score for them, it's him, isn't it? At the end of the day, so yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it's a decent card to win, isn't it? Jesus, for nothing.
Yeah, so that could be decent. So we'll give this guy away. We've got 73 likes. Thanks everyone that's watching us. I told you about the Instagram giveaway, and we've lost a few viewers, so I don't know if everyone's away to enter Instagram. So we'll maybe come back to this in a wee second, because I want to make sure everyone that's joining the stream can get involved in the giveaway when we do it. But yeah, we'll give this guy away, like, let's say shortly. Okay, so we'll give that away in a moment. But yeah, Lacazette is playing against, you had it on the matchups tab, so we'll give that a wee second. Are they there at all? Was that the screen? Sorry, am I missing it? No.
Is that who did you ask for? Sorry.
Oh, Ren. Sorry, I see it now. I'm with you. So it's more of a good game for Ren than it is for Leon. That's the way it's presented on the matchups tab. It's a Ren match rather than a Leon match.
Yeah, big time. Chelsea City. I think that could be a decent, just for the
Chelsea City. Yeah, good
for the
good shout,
Harry. Big game this weekend. Was lucky enough to go watch that Chelsea Tottenham game, which was obviously mental Monday night. And,
so you did. Tell us about that, Harry boy.
Yeah, no, it was great, to be honest. Yeah, Chelsea were weird, weren't they? They just could not break down a 9-man, Tottenham team for love nor money, even though they played a stupidly high line, Tottenham, but it was just offside after offside. Vicario was absolutely incredible in goals. I've never seen such a good goalkeeping performance, genuinely now. Like, he was absolutely mental. It was crazy. But yeah, Chelsea just looked like lifeless. Apart from Cole Palmer, I was not impressed with anyone. Saicedo took his goal well. There was disallowed. Gallagher Gallagher was decent, but Cole Palmer was a standout for me by a country mile. I mean, Jackson with the easiest hat trick in world football, probably, isn't it? Barring maybe the last goal where it felt like he almost missed. But yeah, weird, mate. Just a weird game to be a part of, in person, if that makes sense. It was like 11 goals, wasn't it, in the end? And yeah, Chelsea got the job done in the end, but it wasn't convincing, was it? If we're being honest. And it doesn't get much it doesn't get much harder than the Man City coming to visit you, who are going to pose a different threat again to Spurs. Probably won't have 9 men. I'm sure they'll keep 11 on the field. And
look at that team, man.
I know. It felt like, that's so weird. Like, I'm looking at that. It feels like you should, like, Haaland's the goalkeeper, if that makes sense. Like 4-2-3-1.
Of course, it's upside down. We had that before, didn't we?
Yeah, it's happened. Yeah, wasn't it like the pointed thing? Wasn't it like an arrow? Someone said, or I don't know, maybe it was a different team. But yeah, man, that's frightening. What's that? Doku, Silva, Alvarez, and Foden behind fucking Erling Haaland. Like, what are we even doing here?
It's mental.
Like as a 5, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's just all the best, isn't it? To Chelsea sort of back 4, and 5, I guess, with the keeper. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't think Chelsea will roll over. Like, I know they weren't great against Tottenham and stuff, but I think they'll give City a game. I'm not saying they're going to go out and beat them by any means. I think City win the game, but like, I think it'll take a little while for them to break them down, just because Chelsea are dangerous up front. Like, they do have a lot of pace. Like, there is things to worry about. I don't think it'll be too problematic for City, but yeah, this is frightening as a team, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Honestly, I've never seen anything. It's just nuts. Like, genuinely mental.
Yeah, big time. I hope this is going to be Man City. I made a video on the channel talking about, I know Chelsea won the game 4-1, right? But for me, Chelsea were mugged off in that game. Like, you've seen it in person. They couldn't break down 9 men. And in the video, I don't know if you've checked out Harry or anyone here that's watched it, but like, that 9-man Tottenham team made Chelsea run the full length of the pitch to get a shot. You know what I mean? Normally, if you've got 11 men, you make the other team do that with 9 men, and then it's just, they've got no chance. You strangle them out. But Chelsea couldn't get the ball into Tottenham's half without pinging it over because they were so stupid. They're just like, oh, there's an offside trap. Let's just try and play it. And, they got a few shots from it. They also got some goals from it as well. But the amount of times the goalkeeper dealt with it, or the ball went to nowhere, or, they just gave away time. They gave away their 2-man advantage continuously, rather than trying to build up possession, make Tottenham brick it, make them take 5 yards back, play it around a bit more, test their resolve. But no, they just couldn't help themselves every time. They just kept going, oh, offside trap. Oh.
Mate, honestly, I'm not just saying it, but Mudryk is one of the worst players I've ever seen live. Just like his cameo, I think he came on for like 25 minutes, right? I think he got the ball maybe like 6 times. I think I counted, and he didn't do anything productive every time. I'm not even exaggerating. Like I think the one time he tried to cross it with his left, went out of play. A couple of times, obviously got tackled by Porro, who was really, really good. Who obviously good defender, whatever. And then the other time he nearly snapped Vicario's leg and got a yellow card. It was one of the worst displays I've ever seen from a winger who was playing against 9 men. It was like he didn't even have to like as a winger with 11 men against 9, you can just go so wide. Porro will have to come to you eventually, but you've got so much space. Like it was just, you're the quickest player in the Premier League. Just run down the line and just make something happen. But he tried to come inside, and it was honestly, mate, I've never seen. He just looked shot to bits. And all the Chelsea players, Quinny, every time he would like try and do something, they just got their hands in their head. They're just like, why are we even passing to him? Like, I'm not even joking. Like I looked at the body language and they would just turn away and just be like, oh mate, this kid's just killing us. Like that's how it felt. So yeah, like I'm just seeing the chat sort of catch up. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I don't think Chelsea are going to shock anyone here. I think they're going to go out and lose, but I don't think it's going to be like stupid in that sense. Like, I don't think it's going to be like 6-0 or anything crazy. Hope for Man City stacks it is, but I don't know.
I'm taking Alvarez over Kulusevski all day, every day.
Yeah, all day long. Don't. I have a Kulu, and I'm telling you to go Alvarez.
Like Kulu's fine, but if you have Alvarez,
good player,
then you have Alvarez.
Alvarez is too dangerous in front of goal, 100%. He's natural. Kulu isn't a natural born finisher. You just have to watch him play for 5 minutes to see that. Very good winger, and takes on his man, creates things. But Alvarez just got too much about him, I think, like from an assisting point of view and a goal scoring point of view, to pick him over him. I'm not taking any mess. Wow.
No way.
Charlie breaking the biggest of news.
Aizen Maeda. Let's hop onto the internet. Japan International could miss the rest of the year for an injury sustained in a challenge that saw him see red.
No way.
Oh, crap. How long to the deadline?
47 minutes. You got time.
It kind of helps me. I had a wee dilemma at the beginning. So, Charlie, what a catch, man. Thanks very much, guys. Red alert on Dyson Maeda. Spurs are ravaged as well. Like Van de Ven and Madders and Romero will miss this match. Romero off the red card. And Udogie. Yeah, so I wouldn't be too mad about Spurs this weekend, in particular. I'm just going to put that Dyson one back on as a highlighted message, just to keep it there until, again, something really nice comes in, guys. Not to prioritise this message, but it's good breaking news for the deadline show, which we love. There's over 75 likes. Could we get that to 100, Harry? It would make me super happy. We have the people back that probably went to enter the Instagram giveaway, so thanks very much to everyone that did that. We have a Lacazette giveaway, and Harry, we've got a question. It's locked and loaded. It's an easy one. It's a 2-digit number. There's no decimal points of any description. It's an easy number. Get the keyboards out to win this Lacazette right here, right now for your team this game week. Tell me my all-star unique team on the Sorare data lineup builder had a strength indicator out of 100 of...
Ooh.
Last week it was 66. This week it is... We'll wait for those answers to flood in. Somebody's put 1. That's not nice. I can't put it on screen to shame them. But someone put 1. That's not nice. Come on, man. If you could at least try, Bunch of answers are raining in. I'm not 100% we've seen the right answer yet, by the way. We've got a lot that are close. Oh, yeah, we do have a right one. For sure, we've got a right one. So let's see. Go all the way back to the beginning and see who came in with it. Oh, there's tons of answers coming in. Love to see it. Right, guys, I've scrolled all the way back to the beginning. Okay, cool. The correct answer, guys, is 71. Okay, so a lot of 12s and then 68s and 66s and stuff. Where's the first 71 we've got? It's none other than Sorare Holland. Congratulations, mate. I need you to just confirm your team name. I'm going to put the Maida thing back as a highlight before we lose it. Just confirm your team name, Sorare Holland, and congratulations, mate. Well done, and we'll get the Lacazette shipped over to you. Come on, Frere, thanks for entering. Thanks for supporting the stream, mate. Fist bump. And we're up to 77 likes. Fantastic. And he is buzzing. Sorare Holland is loving it, man. Love to see that. That the Lacazette is going to go into a loving home where he's going to be 3D, he's going to be scoring goals. And he's the sort of guy, I picked him up because he's a forward that if he scores one goal, he's capable. That's 2 goals, but he's capable of some big scores as a striker. You know, you want a guy who can get 80 above 95 there, 100. Yeah, he's got the 60s and stuff, but a guy who can kick a gear up, you know.
On pens as well.
Yeah, exactly. Good guy to have around. Sorare Holland, congratulations, mate.
Anyone's going to score.
Yeah. And it's just Sorare Holland.
It's going to be lacquer, isn't it? Right, what's going on then, Quinny? We need to do some malfunctioning.
We need to do some surgery. Now, I'm going to send Sorare Holland his card. Now, I'm quite tempted because I also had, I'm just noticing here, who did we just give away again? Lacazette, yeah. So I did I won a tier, I've won a pretty good tier 4 last weekend. I don't know if we spoke about it, me and you, but I spoke about it somewhere. Sorare Holland, congratulations. Lacazette should be with you. But anyway, I managed to sell him for 0.1 Ethereum. I was wanting to sell him for at least 1.1 or 0.11, sorry, I beg your pardon. But what the guy also threw in was a champion edition David Turnbull, which I already have a champion edition Hatate from this season, so I might hang on to that. We'll see. But they also gave me a ball and golly, who's a DNP merchant at the moment, and Ideguchi. Now, we've gave away a few Ideguchis on this channel, but this time it's probably the best time we could be giving him away because he's a cap monster. He's a wee 220, a wee 240 hero for someone out there. So we'll get another question, Harry. If you maybe want to think of one, and we'll give away a wee cheeky Ideguchi away to someone again on the YouTube live stream. Not right now, but maybe say in like 10, 15 minutes or something. But he's not worth next to nothing. He's pretty cheap. He's worth 60p a pound, you know, not a huge guy. But we'd love to give him away to someone on the channel because when I seen that offer come in with those cards, I was like, oh, cool, I can give them away. That's fun. And let's do it. But yeah, I've got some surgery to do. Harry, do you want to show us your teams, perhaps, while I have a wee gander? And I don't want to...
No, you're fine. Yeah, we can do some... we can do a bit of...
My teams were on at the beginning of the show, you know, so let's see what you're cooking.
Well, yeah. So I've got a card up for sale. So my 220 still in surgery, I guess, right now for Super Rare, which is not really that much of a priority. But yeah, Road to Glory stuff to kick us off. Under 23 lineup, looking pretty good. Fixtures line up pretty nicely, I think, for me. Change of goalkeeper than usual. I normally play my Campos, who's in Cap 240 limited this weekend. So he's being demoted to that lineup, which I'm hoping that we can nick the $5 there and maybe a card in under 23 limited. This is probably my most exciting lineup, I'd say. Owen Beck comes in into the sort of most prioritized lineup for me this weekend. Home to St. Mirren. Goalkeepers this weekend under 23 wise, you know, fixtures don't line up amazingly well for me. Costa's away to Victoria Guimarães, or however you pronounce it. So yeah, I'm not in love with that. I'm sure he concedes in like the 80th minute and just ruins my whole weekend. But yeah, Barca at home, you know, Vinny at home. I fancy the only issue with Pedri is that he might get hooked pretty early in that sense because it'll be his first game as a starter. So yeah, I'm a little bit sort of cautious of that, but I don't really have anyone else that I'm like, wow, yeah, he could rival him in that sense score wise. Really excited about the Cap 240 Super. Timber is captain, not an easy game, but he's that sort of luxury piece. I think I can afford to put into this Cap 240 as far as L15s go. The rest are pretty low. Sam Greenwood's like a 41. Andrew Moran, who plays tonight actually against Plymouth, who absolutely smashed it last weekend away to Norwich. I'm hoping he can do a bit for me this weekend. Tonight actually, Friday night. And then Piton and Vasco have been unbelievable recently. So I'm trusting him again at home to bottom of the league actually. And really excited about that Cap 240 lineup. I'm hoping it can not only maybe get the threshy, but maybe do a little bit extra as well. And the 23 Super Rare looks pretty decent. Labrovic has a tough game against Dynamo, but hoping some decent AA can get me over the line there if he doesn't get the clean sheet. Zaidu's away. I mean, they're all away actually, barring Labrovic. So it's an interesting one. If Zaidu can kind of do what he normally does, and Brennan on sort of his, I mean, I know he started against Chelsea, but unfortunately had to get hooked at 35 minutes in. So I'm hoping Brennan can have some really good minutes away to Wolves. I know it's a damaged Tottenham team, but I think it's a good chance for him to show us or show the world what he can do in that sense. And then I got the Excelsior boys to complement that, and then under 23 Rare looks decent. A couple of away fixtures, which I'm not in love with, but Zaya Emery, obviously with his first call up to the French national team, I'm sure he'll be full of beans away to Reims, which is not an easy game. But again, I'm not in love with any of my other midfielders. Hoping Rodrigo obviously starts. And then this is an interesting one. I'm not somebody that really plays All-Star Rare Plus really, but the Euro boys are at home. Or boys, sorry, are at home to Vissel Kobe, who are a good team. To be fair, it's first v third. Massive game for them. So I'm not shouting from the rooftops if this lineup doesn't really do much. But Stravezza should start this weekend, apparently at home to Milan. Fixtures are all at home, but just not a great sort of, they're just not great fixtures. So we'll see what happens. It's nice to cheer on an extra team because normally I'm quite limited in what I have left over. Hoping Bart starts for the All-Star Rare team. I've got the Israeli boys. Obviously, shout out to Jonathan. Zahavi is down as a no game, but he's in the squad. He's sort of come out of, I mean, we're going to call it retirement, maybe, whatever you want to call it. He's playing now. He actually got an assist last night for Maccabi.
Nice.
So picked him up for the international break, of course, but this fixture isn't in the international break. So that's interesting why it says Salzburg, but he is playing. Well, they're both playing for Israel, hopefully. And that's kind of Cap 240. I'm pretty excited about. I'm playing my Nishikawa Rare in there with Nacho, who's like a 35. Obviously, doesn't really play too much, so he's nice and low. Ivan Heel, Carlos Heel's long lost cousin, in midfield, and then Sulemana at home to West Brom, and then Arbila as my captain for Eibar at home. Hope I have, mate. Cannot tell you the last time I hit the Cap 240 Rare threshold, so I'm going for this weekend because I was close this midweek actually with Bart getting a clean sheet, but I was like 12 points away, which was frustrating. If Ike Alvarez decides to get the starting gloves back at Villarreal too, then this team maybe does something. And that's kind of it for me. And I do have a 220 Super Rare that will be sort of a team. I'll have Brennan Rare in here as my rare forward, and then I've got a play with a cap of 27 on sale right now as a Super Rare. So if he doesn't sell, I'll obviously throw that team in, and we've got another team going. So I mean, honestly, I'm really excited. I don't normally have this many teams with, just decent players in them. Really, like I'm 2 or 3 max for me, but I've got like 4 or 5 this weekend. So really excited, to be honest.
Nice. So I'm in the middle of a mad scramble now, trying to. Because also Goretzka's not in the team either.
Right. Okay. So that doesn't help. You got Goretzka, Maeda.
Yeah, so they've had to be shelved. So this is kind of where I'm at now. So the D1 team is a wee bit more cemented, and this is maybe the play to make now. So that's fine. The 240 team, I've had to drop Goretzka out of and put Yanghel in because he fits and he'll start. The rest of this team, I don't really want to change it. And then it means All-Star Super Rare rather than, I was going to go Champion with my leftovers, and I had Kyogo and Dyson in a D3 play. Also, I can't do that now because Dyson's not going to play. And then, so I think this team actually becomes McGinn and Roca have not got great games. They both played Thursday night. Both their matches are this Sunday. But they're both AA capable out the nut. They're both capable of 10, 15, 20 points on AA. And if they just get their decisive, then they're wildly capable. So Kyogo, I just don't know if that's the best place for Kyogo to be. I've still got 2 more goalkeepers lying around. I've got an Oblak and a Hart that haven't been used yet. So I still need to work out what I'm going to do with them and the kind of main teams around them. So if we look at a Rare Plus and see what's kind of going on quickly. So I've got Hart and Oblak. So let's say Hart goes in here. I've got Scales. I've got Guardiola. We've not seen the Galatasaray team, but I'm not going to hold my breath on Angelino just yet. We're going to investigate that. Kuto, I know, won't play. And then, the rest of these guys.
Scales, wouldn't you, for correlation?
Yeah, Scales is easy. O'Reilly is easy. And then it was like Dyson and Kyogo, but now I don't have them. So this is looking like an all rare outfit because I've not got super rares to support this, I don't think. So
could you do Challenger rare potentially?
So what I think that means is all-star rare is going to
Gets a bump. Yeah.
needs a change because it's got Goretzka in it as well. So we can change Vasilj for Hart. Taylor for Scales is easy enough. Goretzka we're going to be binning. Limer can stay. But he can go into... Oh, so we could do O'Reilly, Kyogo, and then Limer. Nice. Okay. Limer.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Limer's very 100 capable, I think, in a game like that. You know, he'll be going into the box and running and doing a lot of stuff. So I like Limer as a fifth man. That's fine. That works out a wee bit better. So I've still got 2 goalkeepers lying around. Let's go and see what we can do with champion guys. So let's look in Rare Plus. What supers do I have? So we've got All Black in goals. In defence, Romero suspended. Quatra's playing Bologna. That's an okay fixture. I love Guardiola playing Chelsea. And I didn't play him in U23 because I played Frimpong, so I don't mind that. That's an easy pick. We've got Renier, who we spoke about before. Kind of the Goretzkas, which probably won't play. Riquelme probably won't start. Bryce is suspended.
Okay.
So I actually don't really have much of a champion midfield other than Renier. So I know he'll play, and that's just a gamble, I guess, at this point. We've then got Rodrigo. Yeah, I suppose Rodrigo goes into this team well enough.
Cunha as well, maybe, as a super. I don't know. I think that could be interesting.
So Cunha, yeah, I suppose with Tottenham being so decimated, Cunha's maybe not that bad a shout, actually.
Yeah, at home, I don't mind that. Could you? Yeah, okay.
Does that have a shot?
What? Do you have any rare mids, if that makes sense? I know we just kind of went through them, but I can't remember seeing the rares. I was just concentrating on the supers. Sorry.
Nah, no good at doing it.
Ferran, yeah, okay.
Campo is the best pick there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's probably your best bet, isn't it? I mean, it could, mate. If Rainier gets a DA, then the team's fully alive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's what it depends on, realistically. If Rainier can get something, positive out of that.
Yeah.
The rest are good players. Like they're all good fixtures, and why not type of thing. But yeah, the only worry is the Rainier. But is that he's been decent recently, so why not?
Away top of the league, it's just a tough game. But we'll log that in. We'll see what we do with that.
Go back. If you go to All-Star Rare Pro, you don't have a lineup there, do you, right now?
Exactly, yeah. So that's left. That's maybe a wee bit more free with non-champion cards to help it out a wee bit.
Okay.
So we've got Vasilj, good goalkeeper, but that's like third versus third. So that's not a great game, but he's a good keeper. And then we've got Amundsen. We've still got Quatra. Robertson and Tierney are out. We've got Taylor. He's an easy pick. And then some fodder down here. So I think Taylor's an easy shout.
Yeah.
Was is an easy shout. It's a rare. Ladero, Isaka, Tanaka, Samois. There's wee guys in here that might play and stuff, but no super rare power.
That's what we're needing. Yeah.
This is why 270 not being open now is a real kick in the teeth for me, because I don't like configuring to a region,
Yeah. Well, the problem is whatever lineup, wherever you play your supers, whether that's champion where you are right now, champion rare plus, or you play them here, it's still the same 2 supers, isn't it? Realistically, like you're gonna have to play Rainier and Cunha realistically, right? Like, does it get any better outside of that?
No, not really.
Not really. So it's like, unless you could go, is Jordan Larson going to play?
That's maybe the better option if you fancy him.
The only thing I could think of is do 2 super rare forwards in All-Star Rare Plus, Cunha and Larson, and then do rare goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, if that makes sense, and scrap champion
Pro.
Champion Pro, yeah.
And do champion
rare.
rare.
If you don't fancy Rainier, like if you think Larson outscores Rainier, then that's probably the play, right?
No, I'm not sure he does, but I think what you're chasing down is probably the right way to do it. But so if we look at Vasilj, Taylor, and then I fancy Was is playing Copenhagen, who just beat Man United, but Bromby didn't do anything midweek. They were at home in the telly, watching it on the telly, so he'll get AA, I'm happy to roll with that. And then, like say Cunha, and then I like Quinny as a shout. We can maybe double check this midfield situation again before we move on from it. But yeah, maybe even Renier fits into that as even the play. Yeah, because he's AA capable. He's a super rare. It just needs the DA to push him over. That's the whole play behind him. And then the best rare available that we've not picked yet is probably Was. Guardiol, who we need for our team, sort of. Quattro, playing Juve, Campo, Lusaka, Ladero, Rodrigo. Play Rodrigo in this team. We kind of fuck the champ team then, but I don't. Who cares about that?
Yeah, that could be dead anyway, type of thing. So it might not matter too much. Yeah, maybe Rodrigo.
Oh, actually, I need to go back a step because what I've just remembered is Daisen Maeda was my 240 forward.
Right. Okay.
So I've not done this yet.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have been asking in the chat, is the Carrion is going to play, as far as I'm aware, ahead of Brais Mendes? That seems to be the shout. Also, actually, Rodrigo's cheaper than Maeda, so that helped. I need Rodrigo for this now. So
yeah,
that's fine. We've got 14 points left over. Can we... Oh, do you know what we can do? Can we get Vasiljan this points? We can. Fantastic. Right, let's lock that in. Brilliant. Really happy with that. So Marshall's a really cheap goalkeeper. I might play 220 super with my spare bits now.
Yeah. That could be the play, actually, yeah.
So let's see what we can do with Oblak, who's left. So we've got Oblak. We've got Quattro. We've got Josko. Let's play Josko. We've got Renier. We've got Cunha. And we've got... I'm in All-Star now, so I could just play Was. Just play an All-Star, give that a wee bit more power. It's Was or Campo, really, is what it boils down to. I think I'm taking Was. Taylor, yeah, I could double Taylor. Is that better, maybe? Taylor over Was?
I would say so, yeah. Matchup-wise, it obviously is, so. And he has a better XP.
I don't know, man. Was is pretty wassy.
But isn't it the Copenhagen derby they said or something? I don't know.
It's a big game. I'll give you that.
I just don't know if you need that sort of lingering, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. I take the Taylor. That's probably the play I should make that I don't make. So that's fine. Let's do that. Okay. And then we're left with Marshall. Oh, we've just used 2 super rares, but so does that maybe undo the point of keeping the Marshall loose?
220.
So let's see Marshall and then filter on. So I know Couto's going to come off the bench. Ayer will play against Liverpool, I think. That's probably not a good game for him, but he did get a 69 against Chelsea. What do we think about Ayer?
Yeah, it could work. Could potentially work, yeah.
He's only 42 points, or we've got Couto on 42, who will come off the bench and is
you got to go Ayer. If he's going to start, you can't pick a bench boy over a starter, regardless of fix. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know how that...
You think so?
Makes two. Well, I mean, yeah, the best case for Couto is he gets a DA. That's all he can do. Where Ayer, at least he got AA as well going for him. You know what I'm saying? Couto won't get the clean sheets coming off the bench.
Ayer's not on to definitely start this game after the shocking performance he did in the last one. It seems that 17 against West Ham has changed that a bit. So yeah, okay. I guess that makes our decision for us.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then we've got Riquelme, who will definitely feature, probably won't start. He's 40 points. Same can be said for Larson and Stuani. We've got 99 points remaining. Who do we fancy, Larson or Stuani? Larson scored last weekend off the bench. Stuani hasn't scored in 3 weeks off the bench.
Stuani has an easier fixture, I would say.
Away to Rayo?
Realistically. Yeah, I mean, they're both not great, are they, fixture-wise? But I'd say it's a little bit easier, but, you know.
And then I'd probably put Goretzka in here as maybe he does start.
Just in case. Yeah.
Is that the play with this? Or do we make it... There's no one else, actually. Do we do Forrest or Larson? You know, that's kind of the last pieces that we could put in. I think that's not a bad 220 effort considering.
Yeah, I mean, if the right things fall in place, there's definitely scope for that team to do something.
It's got a real prayer, but it's not really got much good. That's a real long shot. So I feel like, so that All-Star unique team, I'm happy with that. Under 23s, I'm happy with this, man. You know, this feels like a really good team.
Yeah, good team. Good team.
240. Buzzing about this. Illich looks on to start. Oyarzabal, Girona, yeah, all that stuff looks good. This feels like way more competitive than what I thought I would feel like with this team not having a unique in it. You know, Rocca's got a derby, but big AA capable. Him and McGinn, kind of similar in a lot of ways. No easy game for Starfelt or Skorupski, but that's big AA potential. And then, hey, let's just see how it rolls, I suppose. All-Star Rare, we're going strong. Captain O'Reilly, 240. Now, this actually makes me think I want to have Bernardo Silva over Limer in this team.
Yeah,
but no, maybe I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, Limer, does Bernardo make that team better? I think he does.
He would if it was. Yeah, he probably does, doesn't he, realistically? But the fixture is ridiculous for Lima, so it's like,
true.
You know, the chances of a DA for Lima is probably a bit higher than Bernardo realistically. But the fact
95 against Man United, 100 against Bournemouth.
Yeah, he's capable. He's obviously capable, isn't he?
I'm doing it. They're all play Sunday as well. It feels like fate.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it. I'm
on board. I can see why you've done that. Definitely.
And we could put Limer in here. That's no problem for Limer. He can be in this team.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Captain Limer. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, and then so Rare Plus feels like a crap team. It feels like a crap team.
You're a Rainier DA away from that team actually becoming alive. Like it would be revived, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I just feel like the last two teams I've made here are crap. 220 and Rare Plus with some last minute injuries.
Yeah, you can't really do too much about that. They're just gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's just the nature of, prioritization, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like it doesn't get any better. Like they're just there, and if it happens, it happens. But it probably doesn't, and you just have to be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just it is what it is. But you never know. That Rainier one could be sneaky. Could be very sneaky. If he gets some sort of DA, it's alive firmly because fancy the clean sheet at Celtic. Guardiola could be Guardiola. All black Quinny, and then it's just if Cunha can turn up.
Yeah, fair enough. So let's see what I've got left because I've not got any training teams built yet. So yeah, no keepers left over. That's fine. Who else hasn't got a game? Angelino. Am I worried about that? Probably not. Yeah, I'm not actually missing any defenders. I'm like, oh, he's actually get a bit of a fixture. Maybe Quattro playing Bologna. I'm not that buzzing about it. Was, we've spoke about that to death. And then, yeah, outside of my injured guys, I don't have any forwards to speak of really this game week. So I'm kind of at my limit there, which is fine. So, yeah, I'm probably at a sweet spot of sorts, I guess, this game week.
Yeah, I think you're in a decent little position there, considering you just had one of your better strikers, announced out for a little while. You've managed to patch it up, I think. Yeah,
but he's suspended as a kick in the balls as well.
Yeah, in a decent fixture as well, isn't it, really?
I'm looking forward to the Celtic game. So I'm glad I've got good teams around the Celtic game still. And I'm giving away a ticket to it, guys. So before the stream ends, I'm going to go to Instagram and give it away. So make sure you've got involved at Quinny3001_ at the end. Can you believe there was another Quinny3001 already on Instagram? You'll find it there. Like and comment. Follow me, of course. And by the end of the stream, we'll give away a ticket to the game on Sunday. I'm plugging in the last of my training teams just as I work out and make sure I'm not overlooked anyone that might play this weekend and do something for me. Champion Edition Turnbull, we'll get that in at training, I suppose, since he'll score some points. And Harry Boy, the Academy division is going to be changing shortly. What do you think about that?
Oh, mate, yeah, I mean, we've been sort of shouting from the rooftops, haven't we, for that to really be a thing? It was wasted ETH, if we're being honest, wasn't it? It was just sort of a whale fest, wasn't it? Who has the best leftovers, to be honest? And fair. Obviously Wales are going to have that, so it was like they were just collecting free ETH, which they probably do enough of anyway. No disrespect, but they've earned that. But I just don't know if you earn it enough in Academy, if that makes sense. I don't know. I know from like a legality standpoint, there was something, wasn't there, where like they had to have like a free to play thing where you can win something or whatever. But they were just wasting a couple grand every week. It just didn't make sense, did it? From what they should be doing with that. So no, I'm buzzing with that, man. I think that's the best thing they could have done.
Yeah, that was definitely a good one in that respect, for sure. And yeah, I think it was like a regulation loophole. So the fact that it's changed, I think it means the regulation is now in stone, that they're fine and they don't need to worry about any regulatory bodies just saying, "Oh, we're going to fine you because you've not ticked this box that in this territory you have to satisfy." So that was my kind of initial take. It's like, oh, good, they've not got that noose around their neck, or however they would want to term it or think of it as. That's completely my own words, of course. But that was certainly, you know, in terms of the regulation, the way they kind of spoke about it in the first instance. But yeah, everyone seems to have met it with happiness, I suppose. Like, yeah, like you say, it's money back into the prize pools elsewhere, so bring it on.
Like, most people would win in the top 3 anyway, so everyone's just going to be happy, aren't they? Because, like, you know, only the whales were realistically scooping up things. So yeah, I can see why there's been sort of mass sort of happiness on that front. But yeah, no, that was good. And then obviously the Premier League thing, obviously there's been, you know, a bit of not uproar, but there's definitely been shouts of, you know, it's a bit harsh having to need X amount of these supers and X amount of rares. And I get it. No, like I don't think that's an unfair argument. Don't get me wrong. But like, you know, they have to come up, you know, the 500k doesn't pay itself in that sense, does it? There needs to be some sort of, you know, incentive for Sorare to put that type of money on, you know, over the however many weeks it's on. So like, yeah, maybe they being a tiny bit cheeky. You could argue maybe, you know, it could be one less. Is it 3 rares, Quinny? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 rares. Yeah. Could it be 2 maybe?
I think it's 2 uniques. I heard Laird and Andy Black saying. I think it's 2 uniques. I don't know about supers, but I think it's 3 supers, which I think is overkill.
Supers is 3. Yeah. Supers is 3, which is a lot. Yeah, man, it's not easy. I think our most limited is, I guess, 4, but I don't know.
No, I think limited is 3,
right?
Is it? Limited is 3. I think that's fine for limited. I think for rare it's borderline, but for supers it should be 2, and for uniques it should be 1. Like,
you just, you know, you're casting your net out to not many fish there, are you? Realistically, like, simple as it's just not easy to. It's not easy to scoop that many people up that are interested in buying 2.
We've had another malfunction. Everyone. Sorry, we seem to be back now. We've got us all. Yeah, we've had 2 of those little gremlins come in. I wonder if my camera's working now. Can you see me, Harry?
I can't, but it's like a black screen, which hasn't been a thing, if that makes sense. No, we're back to your little icon, to be fair.
Cool. Close, but no cigar. 4 unlimited, the guys are telling us. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm trying my best to keep up with the chat, guys.
I had a funny feeling it was 4. So yeah, it's not easy, like, but you know, they have to come up with this price. You know, it don't pay itself, does it, at the end of the day?
No, I suppose. But yeah, I think they could probably tweak it a touch, you know. But yeah, I'm not too bothered about it outside of that, you know, because in a good way, it does steer the game towards the new users that have just onboarded, you know, because that's the people that will find it the most welcoming. Like, oh, fantastic. Those cards I bought that I'm getting killed by in 240 and in Champion Euro and in All-Star. These ones actually, I'm a wee bit, you know, there's a wee bit of something going on for just me now. I'm a wee bit more protected against, you know, the other cards out there that score massive points that are not in the Premier League and then are not in the power stacks, because you're not going to get power stacks in that division, super rare combos and high XP captains and all that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. 100%. It's going to be interesting to see who is actually going to be playing it in that sense. Because I listened to your podcast yesterday, and you and Stitch were kind of like, you know, if it falls in our path, maybe. But I mean, it's designed to get, you know, older users as well to be buying cards in that sense. You know, really, like, if they want to play in it, you know, they need to go out and buy cards, or, you know, obviously win them as well if they're able to. But, you know, it's interesting. It is an interesting new thing. And yeah, maybe they bring it out for the other competitions as well, you know, Bundesliga, whatever. They're definitely scope to bring it out for the other competitions. Maybe not 500k over X amount of weeks, but it could be something similar, you know, 100k, whatever.
Yeah, we called Sorare cheeky and they cut us off.
Got cut off, yeah. I'm not surprised.
They own and control the internet, guys. We're at 77 likes. Could we get to 88? 88 is a special number for many of us. Could we get to 88? That would be fantastic. And I've got an Ideguchi to give away still, Harry boy. So I've got the screen back onto me here. And I was hoping you were going to pull a question out for me. Have you? I could get one if we don't have one, but I'd love to give away this wee Ideguchi to someone right here, right now.
Yeah.
So format of the answer first of all, and then we'll go for it.
let me just do one thing. I just want to completely check this is
Yeah.
the correct answer, because I don't want to be so.
Bellingham has won the
Okay.
poll by 63% against Matt O'Reilly. Interesting. We'll see how that shakes out.
So I have got a question for us, and the answer I want is going to have to contain a decimal point in that sense. So I want, number dot number, if that makes sense.
Roger.
So question is, to the decimal point, what was Vinicius Junior's score this midweek against Braga? Number dot number.
Vinicius.
Raw score, that is. Obviously raw score, otherwise it wouldn't make sense, but yeah. Ooh.
Flying in.
They're flying in. They're flying in. I've seen the correct answer. I can't lie. I have seen it.
You've seen it? Right, let's scroll all the way back. Do you want to find the winner, Harry, or will I do it? I think it's the same. I'll check.
I think I've got it. Let me have a little look. Yeah, I've got on my screen a 90.9. Yeah, which would be Harry Mancy. Is that?
Yep. That was the first one I see too.
Well?
Yep.
Weasel Mont was very close. But yeah, Harry Mancy, congratulations.
Great numbers, guys.
Great name, great number.
Love it. So, let us know your club name now, Harry, right here in the chat. I need to see it coming from the same YouTube account, and I'll just ship that to you right now. We'll get you that wee Ideguchi, the wee cap merchant, into your club, and you can use them this game week if we can get it done quick enough for you. No problem at all, Harry. Thanks a lot for entering. Thanks a lot for supporting the content in the channel. It means a lot to us. Do you know, I've seen your name's here, right? Now, I don't know if any of you watched Better Call Saul.
I've heard of it. Is it the spin-off of Breaking Bad?
Yeah. When I seen that username there, the first thing, picture that came into my head was Hamlin McGill, which is like my thing in Better Call Saul, if you get me. So for any Better Call Saul fans, maybe they'll have a wee chuckle at that. But that was like the image. As soon as I seen that in the chat, just all the H's and M's and everything there, I was like, oh, that's funny. But that's sent to you now, buddy. So if you can accept it in the next 12 minutes, you can get them into your club, get them into your squads and all that good stuff. Congratulations, HM10.
Yeah,
Harry Boy, you've got your palette of teams on screen, Harry Boy. Playing a wee bit unlimited as well, I see.
Yeah, it's for the road to glory, isn't it? It's the
of course
the season-long quest to win as many rewards as we can to give away at the end of the season. But yeah, it's been tough recently, mate. I've been close in a couple of weeks, but it's not easy. It's always one player letting me down. Last week it was Jordan Larson for Celta Vigo. 2 big chances missed as my striker, and it proper hurt me, or hurt the series for sure, because that could have been our first win.
Always the way, isn't it?
It's always one. If it's not 2, it's 1, obviously, isn't it? And most of the time, it's sort of 1, and yeah, it's just frustrating. Especially, it's that forward position, I think, is the most important in a weird way, because all he can really do, unless you've got an elite forward for you, is score or assist. You know what I'm saying? All they can do is get a DA for you. With the rest of the team, can obviously chip in with AA. Realistically, the striker can only score or assist, right? Realistically, or obviously win a pen, or just get a DA. And if a team is running dry on DAs as a team in general, then obviously your striker is going to be, pretty thin when it comes to getting those DAs, right? So it's it's an interesting one. Yeah.
Strikers are a really hard spot to fill at the moment. I think tactically, when you look at SO5 teams, now a player for me has to be 70 plus capable for me to even think about them, in a competitive team, a real team, And with forward, that's the same. And there's way more pressure on a forward to break 70 points. There's less of them to do it. Kane's and the Sanes are flying away because they're doing it regularly and as expected. So, if you don't have a striker that is capable or doesn't deliver the 70 pluses, then yeah, it's kind of one of those ones where it's hard to get into the top end of the leaderboard.
100%. Because unless he's elite, he's not coming with a ton of AA. So you need him to get the decisive, if that makes sense. There's no alternative realistically. Midweek for me, I had 2 of my Super forwards score goals, which was a bit of a shock. Like Duke scored, which was a bit mental. I didn't play him anywhere, prior to in any prior to lineup. And then Dalinga got a goal again. He scored 2 goals against Liverpool now. Obviously Toulouse beat Liverpool last night, so that I need my supers to be scoring on the weekend, not midweek. It is kind of my sort of thing on that. This week now, I'm looking at my teams and I'm like, okay, what super forwards I need? I obviously need a goal off Brennan. I need a goal off Stravetta or something off Stravetta, and I need something off Greenwood. Obviously, Duke plays Celtic, so I'm not gonna really favour him there. And Dalinga plays away to Lille, so I'm not really too fussed about playing him this weekend. And he's always like a rotational doubt after the midweek as well, so that plays into it. So I'm only looking for 1, 2, 3 of my super forwards to get goals this week, but I only own say 7 or 8. So the chances of that happening is very slim. I'm up against it. So like everyone is, I'm not complaining here, but it's, what I'm getting at is getting your forwards to score goals is a knack and something that you need to get right if you want to win cards.
Yeah. I'm with you there, man. I'm just getting the wee Instagram thing set up, guys. We're 8 minutes away to the deadline. We're giving away a ticket to the match. We're going to Celtic versus Aberdeen. There's a ticket giveaway on Instagram at Quinny 3001. I've got the thing here. Bada bing, bada boom. With an underscore at the end, you can see it up here at the top. It looks like me, sounds like me. It's all my posts and all that good stuff. And yeah, get following, drop a wee comment and a like and all that good stuff in 5 minutes or so. Maybe we'll do it just after deadline to finish the show. But yeah, we'll draw the winner from that momentarily. So, yeah, we've given away some cards. We get a ticket to giveaways. All good this game week. I'm quite excited to having a D1 team going out. So it's my debut up there. I don't know what to feel about the rest of those teams, but Harry, a lot of them feel like naff, like suboptimal. I'm quite happy with my under 23 team. That's kind of it, really. I've got 8 teams of pro cards going out, and maybe maybe 4 of them. I'm happy with 5 at push, maybe 6. I don't know. It's really these 2 teams. These 2 teams really make me feel like I'm missing. There's some puzzle piece that just should click together, and then all of them should be much better, But these 2, I don't think it's possible.
No, but I think that D1 outfit is your sort of bread and butter this week, in the sense that it's got the best chance it's going to have in that sense in a little while. I know they did well last week, but I think fixtures and the fact that most of them are at home, I would say that plays into it big time this weekend for you. And I think that's your sort of best bet, really. I would say it has a great chance of doing something. And, you're in a pool where I know it's always going to be less players up there, but there's just less players, isn't there? So, you could argue you've got a really good chance, I'd say.
Yeah, so they got 9th last week, which would have been great. And that's kind of where the fun starts. Finishing between 10th and 12th, it's kind of it's a wee bit of a runners-up prize almost. But if you get into that top 10, it gets fun. Top 5 is really where it's at, and that's the goal. If we can get top 5, it's not a podium, but if we get top 5 in this, it feels like it'll be good. It'll be well worth it, and it'll be a great game week for sure. So now I'm with you, man, on that. 220s maybe card capable as well. Wouldn't mind doing well in this division. Some good players and some good games.
Yeah, obviously they're making that obviously long form, aren't they, after the break? I think that'll be really cool. I'm quite interested in, because I have had quite a bit of luck in Cap 220 recently, just picking up tier 5 supers and stuff, towards the end of the pool. And I think if they're turning that into a long form, I'd be happy to get involved in that big time. Really would.
Yeah. That's good smash. We love a bit of Bernie in there. That could be good. And that could smash as well, really. That could be quality. That could be an ace team, really. Huge XP on the defender.
Yeah,
just trying to cheat code that one.
All-Star Rare team's good.
Yeah.
If Celtic smash, I love it.
So quite excited for it all. Super excited for 220 long form for sure. I think this is the division that really should be. Can we see it on the? I seen the Premier League one was listed down at the bottom here. We can see that. I know we can actually. I think it's in private leagues, but where do we find it again? Is it play? And then, yeah, custom leagues. I think it's in here. So Super Cap. So what we look at first, 220 limited. We're 5 minutes away from deadline, but this will be starting from the 24th of November, which is basically after this international break. Game week 427, I beg your pardon. 1 common required, 4 limited cards. If you don't know already, you can rotate your commons and dive into all that good stuff at your discretion. There's a tier 1 rare at the top of this, Harry boy.
It's nice. Very nice. Is that only? Yeah, there's only 1, so not easy, but you've got to be in it to win it.
Rares going to 5th is a wee bit disappointing.
Yeah.
For a month long. That's a wee bit. I don't know. I see the rare. What does the rare look like? The rare having a star. Oh wow, a star podium. That's healthy.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah,
that's nuts. And then 2,000 spots. That's a division. That's a real division, that isn't it?
Because you only need 4 rares to play in that, right? Obviously, you need the limited keeper if you want to do it that way, and then 4 outfielders.
Captain's only a 20% score, so it's not as much of an overkill as it is in 270.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. I like the look of that. It just really helps. If you are sort of just on the edge of coming into rare, then that's probably your competition for a month or so, isn't it? Really, I know you don't get weekly, prizes, but I think the monthly is big. And then super. I know. I'll definitely be having a go here because I've got surplus super rare keepers right now where I need to take advantage of it, and this feels like the best chance I'm going to get over an extended period of time. So, mate, honestly, this is interesting. Star Super is ridiculous.
Now, you've touched on a great strategy point there, Harry, because see, having like the goalkeeper of the scarcity, that's normally the budget way of like getting around this division. Like you'll get the rare keeper, the limited keeper, the common keeper to facilitate your outfielders. But if you do have a goalkeeper of the scarcity, then you can exploit that for an outfield player that could potentially be way stronger versus the field. If you can especially get like a Gil Smile that we looked at today on L1527, or somebody like that squeezed into it, then having the goalkeeper of the scarcity is a real dynamic, is a real strategy angle. So there's more than one way to cut this one, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, per point, most of the time outfielders are going to score better than the goalkeeper, right? So you'd probably want to save your outfield rare, or your rare card within the 220 super rare to be an outfielder, just because he's probably going to be cheaper than the super rares, and he has the chance of probably smashing if he's a big one. What's that, Cap 220 unique? So what do you need for that then, Quinny? 4 uniques?
Star unique. I don't think that's on any prize pool. Is it?
I don't think it is it? Well, it is on. I think it is on Cap 270 super long form right now, potentially.
Oh my holy moly, man! Oh my holy moly!
Yeah, that's big.
Kimmich, Haaland, Mignan, Ter Stegen, Rodrigo, Vinny. One of these guys, it's probably going to be bottom of the pool, right? Maybe even Cravadonna's down towards the bottom. So Salah. Madison, Trent, O'Reilly. Wow, it's a bit of a bigger pool actually than you would like to think it is. It's still going. Yeah. It's still going. There's a lot of cards in this pool. Yeah, you're going to get Lafont, aren't you? But hey, you can dream. You can dream the biggest dream in the game.
And what is Lamal? Imagine that. Yamal unique. Jesus.
Wow, that's good, man.
What is that, Quinny? 4 uniques to play that, 1 super, right?
4 uniques, 1 super on 220. So you need to have bad ones.
Though. Yeah.
You need to have bad ones.
Like you know really what I mean? Bad ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's going to be fucking open, man. I can see Wales prioritising that.
They probably will. Yeah. Why not? Someone like Sean will be all over that, I think.
Yeah. That's got to be the biggest thing on offer, isn't it?
Yeah, go have a look at the 270 long form right now, though. I think that's up. That has to be up there.
Okay, that's a good shout.
I'm pretty sure that has a star unique at the top.
Oh, it does. But 220s, let's say, see if the people that own uniques, see if they don't have Haaland in those power ones, see like they're not the whales of uniques.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about McBride, for example. He might be able to fire into that. People like him, Nanzo, have a field day with competition like that as well. Like people that have got like pieces,
Yeah.
Maybe tried.
I was going to say, like,
wow, that's so exciting. All those divisions, except for limited. Limited is by far and away the worst. Like 5 rares, come on, man. Like star payout's good, I suppose. 10, fine, but for 220, I feel like you need a few more rares than that. Even some tier 5s, man. Drop tier 5s for like 100 spots, man.
They
anything.
probably need
tier 4 or something.
You can obviously use a common there, can't you? So
fair.
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying for sure. There is
the rare one's
definitely.
Spicy.
I do think though, Quinny, does this elevate or increase the price of like shittier cards for a month? Surely it does. Not shitty, but like just low cap guys who are maybe
It will be the season for the L15 cheat codes for sure, man. Stars at every scarcity level going out. That's incredible, Guys, we are at the deadline. Oh, sorry. On you go, Harry.
I was just going to say, the issue is every week there's probably going to be an L15 of 0 flying around for some weird reason. So, like, that'll be the play every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can get hold of whoever who's an L, like, goalie gets injured. Next week there's an L15 of 0 goalkeeper going to replace him. He's the play because you get 220 points then, don't you, to spend on the four the 4 of the players, basically.
Yep. So, guys, we're just going to get the ticket giveaway getting going now. Had a wee test run earlier. This thing should work, right? Okay. Instagram, not one I've done a giveaway on before. So we're going to try and get the ticket giveaway on the go. Celtic at home at Aberdeen at the weekend. It says number of people attending the sweepstakes is 16. I don't know what that means. It doesn't feel like... No, maybe I'll go back. Maybe I'll figure this website thing out again real quickly, guys. Sorry, 2 seconds. I'll find the next one. Maybe it'll be easier. Pick a winner from comments. What does
it go off? The comments of the...
Yeah, there we go. We've got one that looks like Old Faithful, the system that we normally use. There we go. So this one looks like... Oh, no. What the hell's going on? Where do we add it in? Pick winners. Where do we add it in? Oh, no. Log in to continue. Oh, no. I don't think our Old Faithful one likes this. Instagram, it wants Twitter. Right, 2 seconds. We'll try the other one. I should have thoroughly prepped this, guys. Apologies. I'll do my best. I am human. Yep, verify. It's a good sign. Okay, cool. This might be on to... Here we go. So, boom. Instagram from comments. There we go.
Yeah, that's him.
And now what?
Next.
Start. That looks like an ad. Next. Is it this one?
Yeah.
There we go. Number of winners 1. Minimum tags 0. Avoid duplicates. That's us. Next. There we go. Rocking and rolling. Making a little preparation. Good to see. Good to see. Continue. Here we go. Lovely jubbly. We've got all the comments in. Getting comments. Let's get going. We're going to be giving away a ticket. Receiving 17 entries. That was wide open. I could have went to anyone. Entries completed. Countdown timer. What's this? Instagram. Result code. Result link. Giveaway. This looks like it's just verifying everything for us, which is great, but I can't see who's actually won. Do we hit this button? Start contest. Yeah. 8-second timer. Let's see who's going to be the winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got there in the end, and the winner is Stocks George, saying the predicted score is going to be 5-0 to the Hoops. Stocks, I'll be in contact with you, Monfrere. Thanks for entering. Congratulations. And everyone else, Harry Boy, good luck this game week. Stay out of trouble. Enjoy the football wherever you're watching it. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot, Harry Boy. It's been a pleasure. Good luck, mate.
Pleasure, lads. All the best this weekend.